Worley Ball Club, but he's got a tough task. He's being called on to shut down the Phillies, something Jake Arrieta could not even come close to last night. But we're at Camden Yards. The sun is shining, and it's a day game, and the Orioles have a chance to take Game 2 of the 3-game set. It's the Orioles on Bassett, and we welcome you. And indeed, it is a day game and a beautiful day weather-wise here at Camden Yards. The Phillies taking the opener last night by a score of 9-6, and the Orioles looking to rebound on the Saturday afternoon game. The Orioles came off the road trip averaging only 2.5 runs a ball game. Concerned about that last night going into the game, as well as about Jake Arrieta. Well, we'll get to Arrieta in a minute because that didn't work out very well. Offensively, though, some of the bats started to come around. The Orioles hope that will continue. You get 6 runs, you figure you give yourself a pretty good chance to win. Take a look at some of the highlights offensively in the ball game last night. J.J. Hardy, 2-run home run. Andy Chavez scored ahead of him, 1 for 5, a homer, and 2 RBIs came in the 7th. Wieters, a double to left starting the inning. He would end up scoring on a Davis single later in the ball game. For Chris Davis, leading off with a home run, 4th inning, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and 2 runs. And Roberto Andino with a double to left field. Davis and Reynolds would both score, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. Some of the names in the Orioles lineup last night. So, Jim, at least they did get some of the offense started in the ball game.
You're right.
And now it comes to pitching.
Well, here it goes. You know, actually, they won 2 out of 3 games in Boston. One of those was 8-6 extra innings, and then 2-1. So, but the bottom line, didn't hit any home runs. So it comes down to your starting pitching, and that's going to be in the hands of Tommy Hunter. He did go to the minor leagues. He only got 1 start, pitched very well, but only 1 strikeout. We'll see how that translates. He's very easy. He ends up throwing too many balls in the middle of the plate. When he first came over to the Orioles last year, we saw 96. We haven't seen that, so he has to make good pitches. Let's see if he can do it here where he's comfortable.
And a chance to get back into the rotation for Tommy Hunter. He'll make the start. Game 2, it's the Phillies and the Orioles coming up. By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Jeep. Jeep with the unique brand of freedom you'll find only in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. lots and lots of sunshine downtown Baltimore. Take a look at our train game time temperature. It's 93 degrees, but actually fairly comfortable. Warm, but nice. And you can visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. The starting lineup brought to you by Dodge. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Rollins, Pierre, and Pence. Thome, Victorino, Wigginton, Fontenot, Luna, and Snyder. Hunter Pence this season, the big power numbers. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience the world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive and go to Dodge.com. Check out their powerful lineup.
Take a look at our AFCIA Intelligent Report. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Tommy Hunter back in the big leagues. Home cooking much better here with a low ERA, 8.31 on the road, 3.38 here. And then give them a chance. Mattis couldn't do it up in Boston. The Orioles have lost 2. Arrieta last night. Laundry list. Okay, where do we go? Cut down on home runs. He's thrown 13. 314 with runners in scoring position. And when we'll give you these numbers, when he gets behind, as you look at his total numbers, when he gets behind that 301 batting average, even goes higher.
And leading off is Rollins, who will foul the pitch back. Jimmy Rollins had an 0 for 5 in the ball game last night for the Phillies. There are the numbers with the 13 home runs that have been allowed this season by Tommy Hunter with that 2-3 record. Rollins will ground that one off the fist. That's got a lot of wiggle on it. Hardy, nice play to first base. Nick Johnson over there, one away.
Take a look at the defense. You've already seen J.J. Hardy, a great fielding percentage. Chavez, Jones, Flaherty. Again, Markakis out with a hamate bone. Hopes to be back in a couple of weeks, maybe sooner. Betamete, Hardy, and Dino Johnson. Nick Johnson gets a chance to play over at first. The Gold Glover, Matt Wieters behind the plate. Johnson, of course, a very good fielding first baseman.
And that will bring up Pierre, who will take the pitch down low for a ball. Juan Pierre to 1 for 4 in the ball game last night and scored his 1,000th career run. 30th player to do it. To have the 1,000 runs, 2,000 hits, and 500 stolen bases. That's quite the mark. And an interesting note regarding that, the only other player since the modern day era in baseball who's had fewer than 20 home runs at the time of his 1,000th career run was the great Maury Wills, also a shortstop who had only 18 home runs when he reached that 1,000 run mark.
Over 100 stolen bases. Juan steals a lot of bases, but not up to the 100 level.
That one punched to third, and that's going to go by Betamete on a bad hop. He actually thought he had that lined up, and the ball went off the grass, maybe the lip, and right over his glove.
Well, because he has so much speed, already 12 infield hits, you can just see him slice it for the pitch on the corner. So he's playing, not that well in. Again, the Orioles make more errors than anybody in the American League. Very rarely. There aren't nights where they don't help you out, but you don't get a lot of help defensively.
No.
Only in the outfield. I mean, Hardy's terrific. Andino's made a bunch of errors, but 8 of them all on throwing.
There he goes. Big jump down to third. Base hit. Making the turn is Pierre. He'll get the third easily. Played in by Andy Chavez. Pierre was running on the first pitch after the single. And the corners are covered with only 1 away.
Well, Charlie Manuel, they call him Good Time Charlie. He's won more games than any Philly manager in history. He's a smart guy. Terrific hitting instructor. He knows that Tommy Hunter throws a lot of strikes. He knows he doesn't get a lot of swings and miss. Contact hitter, speed on the bases. You start the runner, somebody has to cover, and all of a sudden, now you don't even have to get a base hit. With Thome coming up, fly ball, will get a run in.
So Jim Thome, who had a big night last night, Thome with a 3 for 5, the designated hitter. Thome just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but very few chances as he's been used as a pinch hitter. Grounded towards second. They're going to let the run come and try for 2. There's 1. Relay by Hardy. They get the double play. Just what Tommy Hunter needed. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. play so far this year. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for those O's. It'll be Chavez, Hardy, and Davis, Jones, Wieters, and Johnson, Betemit, Flaherty, and Andino. For Nick Johnson, the 0 for in April, coming back much better May and June. Has not had a lot of live bats of late, but in the lineup for this one.
And our FC intelligence report on Vance Worley. Well, is he healthy? Some bone chips. So he came off the DL. Got a no decision in his last start. On the ground, 63 on the ground, 32 in the air, and night and day. How about this? At night, 12-1 with an ERA of 1.99, incredibly low, 2.07 batting average. In the daytime, 3-5 ERA, close to 5 runs a game, batting average over 300. So what happens when he's pitching a twilight game? Because this is what this is going to be.
Andy Chavez with a 4-game hit streak will lead it off. He finished up a couple of hits in his last 2 at-bats in the ball game last night, and will take the pitch up high for a ball. Now at 172 on the year, and continues in that leadoff spot against the right-handers, with Andino, of course, taking that spot against the lefties. Wigginton in at third base, takes the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. Worley has had physical problems this season. His last start was the first one after coming off the DL, and they had a pitch count limit. He came out of the ball game after throwing 80 pitches, 50 of them for strikes. At his inside, would end up a non-decision game against the Dodgers, giving up 3 runs on 5 hits in 4 innings. Now this is the second start after coming off the DL, so they hope he can stretch it out to as much as he's good enough to pitch. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Chavez will take it inside. Gets ahead on the count, 3-1.
Yeah, when he's right, and we'll see again with the bone chip, he's able to do that. He works both sides of the plate and pounds the strike zone. Pretty good way to do it if you can throw grounders.
And he got him after the 3-1 pitch and popped it up to short. Rollins will put it away, and Andy Chavez is retired.
Take a look at the Phillies. Of course, last night, 9 runs on the board. Pierre, Victorino, Pence. That's the outfield. A lot of they get Pence already with 7 assists. Victorino with 4. Wigginton, Rollins, Fontenot with the home run last night. Hector Luna comes in, and then Brian Snyder, veteran catcher, at 35 behind the plate for the Phillies.
And here is J.J. Hardy. Hardy with a 1 for 5, a homer, and 2 RBIs in the ball game last night. And the pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. In order to get Tommy Hunter on the roster today, Miguel Gonzalez was sent down, and the decision came literally at the very last minute. It has to be done 3 hours before game time if you're going to make a roster change, and the Orioles discussion went on for a long time because the manager probably would rather have seen Arrieta go down and pitch in the minors rather than stay here and work out of the bullpen. The ultimate decision was the latter. Played to first base. Hardy is retired, and there are 2 down. Philadelphia Phillies also made a move today. They thought they had too many left-handers in the bullpen, so they brought up B.J. Rosenberg from AAA Lehigh Valley. And Raul Valdez, who has pitched very well for them, was sent down. They wanted to get another right-hander. They had 4 lefties in the bullpen, now 3 with a change made today.
Yeah, Charlie Manuel saying every one of those guys in their bullpen, and they've been a little bit beleaguered, only pitches 1 inning. Doesn't have a lot of guys that can give you 2-3 innings like the Orioles have.
Here is Davis. Chris Davis hitting in the 3 spot. You see the Phillies starters through May 26th. Great since then. Complete opposite. It's double the ERA, from 3rd best to 24th in the majors in ERA. So their starting staff has had its problems of late. Last night, though, Blanton, once he got that lead going, he gave up 5 runs, 7 hits, 6 2/3. But at one point had a 7-0 lead and a 9-6 final. 2-0 delivery. And again, Worley working behind the hitters. Davis continues his hot bat. 3 home runs in the last 4 games. He's got a 3-game hit streak coming into this one. And he had a 2 for 4 with one of those home runs last night.
Yeah, he was out early again. Soft toss with Jim Presley. A lot of tee work, just trying to stay on the ball, because again, he has tremendous power the other way and straight away. And too many guys can go deep over the center field fence on a regular basis. Chris has that kind of power.
3-1 strike count. Facing Worley for the first time, all of the Orioles. Nobody's seen him before. And he's come back on these hitters in the first inning after falling behind. He goes 3-2.
Gary, all I got to do is look at him a little bit. He's gotten away with an 88-mile-per-hour fastball to Chavez. Swung right through it, and that was 88 to a good fastball hitter. He hides the ball. Watch him tuck his shoulder. I don't know if you see the ball very well.
And he surrenders the walk.
And pitching is not always velocity. It's where you can throw the ball on the plate, and are you deceptive? So you don't see it.
Keeps it kind of down in his back pocket, doesn't
well, I mean, if you got Doc Halladay, 19, 22 wins, a couple of Cy Youngs on your staff, that's what he does. I think eventually Tommy Hunter will figure that out. Just closed a little bit. They don't see the ball, and then what it does, it allows you to stay behind your pitches. More movement.
Adam Jones trying to get out an over that he is in right now. No hits in his last 14 at bats, including an 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night. How much of that has to do with that hand where he was hit by a pitch, he's not going to talk about. All he knows is he wants to play. There's no question it still hurts, but he wants in the lineup. And now he wants to get a base hit. Reached on an error in the ballgame last night. 0-1 delivery to him, and that'll be outside 1-1.
Yeah, you can look at an 0 for 14 and 0 for 4 last night, but he had a rocket right to Penson right. So it just seems, and you can look, there's 11 hits. When he uses the whole field, that usually means that he's getting better pitches to hit, harder to get out, and when you can spray them all over.
Big Cotton.
Little extra.
Jones comes into the ball game 5th in the American League in home runs. Who'd have thought at this point in the year Adam would be tied with Jose Bautista for 5th in the American League in homers. He's also 4th in hits, 7th in runs scored, 3rd in total bases, and 7th in extra base hits in the year. 1 ball, 2 strike count delivery to him. Reached and fouled it back into the screen. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. Team leaders in all of the departments we talked about: runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, and stolen bases. Adam Jones is such for the Orioles. Great youngster Jason Kipnis with Cleveland, Gonzalez, Colorado, Ryan Braun with Milwaukee, and Andrew McCutcheon with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 4 of those 5 names you would expect. Kipnis a little bit different, but again, a young player that
highly touted player.
Exactly.
He was kind of the Strasburg kind of guy. Everybody just couldn't wait till they got to the major league level to see what it was going to look like.
Yeah, last year probably, but at least on that ball club, would have been Asdrubal Cabrera because he had one of those great years. Still hitting close to 300, but the home runs are down for him. And
Davis off first, and that just missed. Worley hoping to get the call, didn't, and it goes to 3-2.
Yeah, everybody trying to figure out what the strike zone of Gary Cederstrom is going to be, and that's what early in the ball game's about. Is he going to call the low pitches? Is he going to give you pitches off the plate? We saw a very big strike zone from Adrian Johnson last night, who's now down at third base.
21st pitch of the inning, runner goes, and he struck him out. So Worley will get the K. Adam Jones asking the home plate umpire about it. Probably a pitch that was up high. 1 complete, no score. Luna double to get your second room of flooring free. 877-241-LUNA. Interleague play this year. The American League leads in wins 31-25. The teams with the best records, only the Mariners remain undefeated as they are 4-0, getting that no-hitter combined 6 pitchers last night against the Dodgers. Both the Orioles, Phillies are 2-1. The White Sox, Twins, Rangers, Diamondbacks, Braves, and Reds are all 3-1. Tommy Hunter back to work for the Orioles. Victorino, what a night. And the pitch is taken inside. 3 for 4, a home run, and tied a career high with 5 RBIs. We've got a 4-game hit streak coming into this Saturday game. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Victorino, a slow roller.
Yeah, good movement there. Good Tommy, I mean, the good sign already. He was able to get the double play with runners at first and third on a couple of ground ball base hits, but the velocity up. He has a tendency, and we'll show you a chart of where the hits there are this year. Look at those difference. We talked about home cooking. 2-1 at home, 0-2 on the road because of the high ERA. And so here's your hot zone. Now look where those balls are. I figured it out. Let's see. 49 of the 66 hits, you can add a couple of more, are up. And 22 of them pretty much right down the middle of the plate.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit. So Victorino's got a 5-game hit streak.
So it's so predictable, and you know it. I mean, I pitched almost 4,000 innings. If I got behind Shane Victorino, who's a terrific hitter, and he's hot, you know, because he did have the 5 RBIs and the base hits last night, and you go behind him and you throw him a knee-high fastball inside middle instead of the corner, you know it's going to get hit hard. There's just no doubt about it. It's just the way this game has always been. Now, occasionally they'll pop it up, occasionally they'll line it out, but they're going to have a quality at bat, and the more often they have that, the more runs you give up.
Here is Ty Wigginton, the former Oriole, with a runner on at first base. Wigginton had a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. He's got a 4-game hit streak coming in. 272, getting a lot more playing time. Talking with him today and loving every minute of it with Placido Polanco out. He doesn't wish an injury on anybody, but because of it, he's in, and Polanco's status remains to be determined. The third baseman is not on the DL, but it looks as though that injury to his wrist and his thumb is more serious than originally thought. He's got a small tear in the tendon where that thumb got jammed. Chance for 2 right here. Hardy will go to Andino over to first. Nick Johnson couldn't pick it out.
See, Robert Andino will not get an error, but again, there's your defense. Came in with 55 errors. This is routine double play. Really good pitch by Hunter. Cutter, Wigginton, a good fastball hitter. Just make a good throw. He doesn't. Now, again, could Johnson catch it? But it's backhand. Tough throw. It bounced so far out. And Victorino, yeah, he's trying to get down there, but he did not get that close. So there's an extra out. Not going to go on the scoreboard. Not going to be judged an error, but it is an extra out.
And here is Mike Fontenot. Fontenot getting a start at second base with Utley out, and the pitch is taken for a strike. The last start for the Orioles' 25-year-old right-hander Tommy Hunter came in Norfolk. He worked June 2nd, 7 innings, giving up a run on 6 hits, a walk, and 1 strikeout. That is his last start. His last major league start was on May 28th against Toronto. He'll get that one to center field. Jones has it, and there are 2 down. And the Maryland Lottery strikeout-rich contestant for this game is Barbara Thompson from Glen Burnie. Barbara, you've already won $500, and you get $100 more from the Maryland Lottery for every strikeout the Orioles record. See how you can turn non-winning strikeout scratch-offs into cash and enter to win great Oriole prizes at mdlottery.com/strikeoutrich. Runner at first base and 2 away. Another big house on hand, over 40,000 at the ball game last night, 40,459, and there'll be more than that here in the Saturday afternoon game. It will be close to, if not a sellout. Here is Hector Luna. He did not play in the ball game last night. He's getting the start at first base. John Mayberry Jr. made the start last night at first. Luna, yet another player who's getting playing time because of injuries.
Yeah, last year with AAA Pawtucket for the Red Sox had a nice year.
This is only start number 7 for him and his 6th at first base. He came up from AAA on May 11. That's when Lance Nix was placed on the disabled list. Major league career, he's played over 100 games, 103. The 0-2 delivery, and that will be swung on and missed. So Hunter gets the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles leaders, Johnson and Betemeat, coming up. This game brought to you by Miller Lite. And inevitably, in games that start at 4 o'clock, is this a night game or a day game? I always have 5 people ask me that. It's actually a day game. 5 o'clock is the cutoff time under Major League Baseball rules, technically. Anything after 5's at night, anything before that's a day game. So that's what this one will be called.
And you'll get the shadows. I think that's when you find out. That's what we used to call the twilight games. We used to start our first games of doubleheaders at 5:05, 5:30. Of course, the biggest fear in baseball was 5:05 in Anaheim with Nolan Ryan pitching, when nobody could see the ball, including the umpire.
But Nolan was pitching, so most of them were probably close.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I mean, really, you get into some of these games where if you're sitting on the bench, it's hard to pick the ball up on the way to home plate. Now, I think it's a little bit easier if you're Matt Wieters when you're looking at Vance Worley.
And Wieters goes to first base. Luna is there. And Wieters retired on a couple of pitches. Take a look at our Hollywood Casino League leaderboard. Most home runs interleague play. As a team, the Jays, since 2011, have 33. And the Rangers, the Yankees, and then the Orioles, who have picked up 29, including 2 last night. Slots, tables, and dining. The ultimate triple play at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Here is Nick Johnson. Nick came on to pinch hit in the ballgame last night and had an 0 for 1. This has been a tough stretch for Johnson because the at-bats just haven't been there for him. He hasn't had the chance to play. He's only had 2 at-bats in the month of June.
Yeah, so he's 0 for his last 10, and he actually had a very good May. 4 home runs, 289, got to play.
And a base hit. So Johnson takes advantage of the opportunity, so the Orioles have their first hit of the ball game. Purchase an Orioles Legends Celebration Series package. Lock in your ticket to the 5 remaining games in that series, and including the upcoming Saturday, June 30. That will honor Earl Weaver. And each game, the fans receive the replica sculpture of the day's honorees. And if you get your package now, you'll also receive the Frank Robinson replica sculpture. You can get information and tickets at 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com/legends, as the 6 will be added before the season is over to the picnic area.
Yeah, the dilemma for when you talk about Nick Johnson and Mark Reynolds is Johnson's a better fielder. If you're Buck Showalter, you're going, boy, I want to plug Mark Reynolds in there and get into those months where he hits 5, 6, 7 home runs, which That's what you got to do to hit 37 home runs, but he hasn't really shown any inclination to doing that. And then he'll make real good plays. Not talking about Nick, but Mark Reynolds over at first, and then he won't. So you know what he's trying to do. You know Mark. Of course, Mark gives you 1,000%. He plays about as hard as you can. So
Betemit will take it, and it is a strike. Betemit 1 for 3 last night, 3-game hit streak. 2 ball, 1 strike count on him. Worley, the 24-year-old, was 3rd in rookie balloting last year. He had an outstanding 11-3 season for the Phillies after being called up from AAA Lehigh Valley. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and Betemit takes it, and it's a strike.
Yeah, gave up what, 301, three runs a game.
Yeah.
And if you've been to Citizen Bank Park, it is not exactly a very roomy ballpark. A smaller version of here, and this is about as intimate as you get.
Has that nickname that's been around baseball for a long time, Bandbox. He got him.
Yeah, everybody told me he can hit that inside corner with the best of them, and that's what he does to Wilson Betemit. Good fastball hitter, but look at that. Gives up on it and runs it back. Little Greg Maddux.
This is one of the most incredible numbers I've seen in a while. You really got to think about this. The Phillies starters, their strikeout to walk ratio is the highest by any team in the modern era since 1900. And 3 Philly starters are in the top 5 in Lee, Blanton, and Hamels. 4.07 ratio strikeouts to walks. Now that doesn't do anything for their ERA, which we showed you has jumped up to over 6 for the last couple of months.
Well, it does to Lee because he's 0-3 yet to win, and he's got a 2.92 ERA. I mean, he'll hit a little teacup on the corners of the plate, and then you have Hamels, who has struggled in his last 2 starts with is having a really good first half. Blanton throws probably too many strikes sometimes.
It's an amazing number. You think of all the great stats and maybe too many strikes, but it's an enormous ratio.
Well, that's a great point. It's not too many strikes if you're making good pitches, but you can be wild in the zone. And by that, of course, I mean, are they down the middle of the plate? Tommy Hunter gets into that problem sometimes.
Flaherty with the 0 for 3 in last night's game rips it. It's a foul ball.
Yeah, you want to get Ryan Flaherty out in situations where you don't have to throw him a fastball, and when we've seen him have great at-bats, and that was one of them, hit the ball hard, he knows pretty much the fastball is coming. Got a little unlucky because he pulled it foul.
Another start in the outfield for Ryan Flaherty. Nick Markakis sometime this week is going to begin doing his work to get back into the lineup. Here's the 2-2 delivery and a chopper to short. Rollins will go to second himself. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base to complete game 2 of the 3-game series. No score. Acura Advance. And by Verizon Fios, welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on Fios. Saturday afternoon here at Camden Yards, and Tommy Hunter with 19 thrown through 2 will be facing the number 9 hitter and catcher Brian Snyder, the veteran, getting the work behind the plate with Ruiz out of there, one of the hottest hitters in the game. Then back to the top of the order, Rollins and Pierre. Hunter's pitch and off-speed delivery is going to miss up high for a ball.
Yeah, Brian started out the year 0-8, and then pretty hot lately. 16 for his last 54, and good catching throw guy, veteran. So if you have a good pitching staff, and the Phillies year in and year out have an outstanding one.
Coming into the year, he had caught more games than any other active catcher in the National League. Here's the 1-1 delivery, so he's played a few. He's had 3 hits in his last 5 at bats, getting limited time. He's made 18 starts now this season, a total of 36 starts last year with the Phillies. And Snyder could not hold up on that one. 2-2.
So again, we have a little bit better velocity from Tommy Hunter, 93. And he's 89, 90 in the middle of the plate. That's just not going to work.
Here's the 2-2 delivery, and Snyder will hit that one in the air to shallow left field. Andy Chavez will get under it and put it away. And there's one away.
Well, take a look right here, and again, you can see all the different pitches, the uses in the zone. You'd like to stay down with your fastball, and you can see a lot of those. Of course, anytime you see the green and they're off speeds and they're up in the zone, so there you go. You can see again, it's velocities down and locations down, and at 417, that's not where you want to be with your fastball batting average. That's not a good number.
Jimmy Rollins, leadoff batter, grounded out his first time up. The major league level, Hunter has not won in his last 6 starts, 2 losses and 4 no decisions, and that is ripped way back, and goodbye home run as Rollins sends it well over the right field wall, and the Phillies are on the board as they take the 1-0 lead.
Well, there's good velocity, but in a fastball count inside half. Only took me, about 4 at-bats last night to see Jimmy Rods. And the reason he's only hitting 246, he's loving the ball in the inside middle of the plate. And that's exactly where this ball is. And he just hammers it. Hit 30 one year, so it's not like he doesn't have power. Little guy, but.
And bunted down to third. That's a fair ball. Buttermeat was playing bunt and will get Pierre.
Made that look pretty routine, didn't he?
He was way in, and that was really bunted right to him by Pierre. For Rollins, that is his 4th home run, 16th RBI. He's had 3 of his 4 home runs batting left-handed. It's also his better average side. And the Phillies take the lead on their 4th hit of the ball game. Tommy Hunter has surrendered 14 home runs on the season. He averages 2.2 home runs per 9 innings pitched. That is the highest number in the major league.
Yeah.
Here is Pence. Speaking of home runs, he had a single his last time up. He's 5th in homers in the National League and 3rd in runs. One delivery to him will be inside.
Yeah, the Phillies again with the 9 runs last night. They moved into 2nd in the National League in average.
They've had the big average, have not been able to convert them into runs, as they are 6th in runs. They certainly did last night, though. They went 6 for 10 with runners in scoring position and left only 4 on base in the ball game.
A lot of people saying, well, why are they better on the road where they're 17 and 12? It's pretty simple. They're almost getting 5 runs a game, and they're giving up 4. That's the way you win games.
2-2 delivery went after one. It hit the pitcher's glove, I believe, and will be played by Andino as Hunter got his arm up on it. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Rollins the homer, Phillies the lead. TV. Von Paris Moving and Storage, the Oriole Wives and the Oriole Advocates. Final day of the annual Orioles Reach Food and Funds Drive will be tomorrow right here at the ballpark. Representatives will be at all of the gates before the game to collect your non-perishable food items or take cash donations to support the Maryland Food Bank. That's going to be tomorrow, the final day of the weekend collection drive. We hope you'll join in the ball game tomorrow. Cash or non-perishable food items. Phillies with a 1-0 lead. Rollins getting his third home run here at Camden Yards in his career. Andino will lead it off against Worley. And the pitch is taken for a strike.
It's just amazing. He's thrown a couple of breaking balls. Good movement. Good deception. And the Orioles have not been able to solve him.
Andino, speed deliveries. Taken down low.
There you go. Extra base hits. So you can see once again away. 3 of them. Probably hitting the ball to right field on that pitch. And then where are the other ones? 5 of them right down the middle. Robert, a good high ball hitter.
Andino's going to take that one to left, and it's going to fall in. As that one went down, and Pierre unable to get to it, and Andino's got a leadoff single in the third.
Yeah, it looked like a little slider or something, so he's going to, again, you're trying to stay off the good part of the bat. But I think Juan, he got a good read. He doesn't throw well for an outfielder. You can see him get it right on the end of the bat, and maybe Juan got fooled. Thought it might carry a little bit. Falls in front of him. Orioles need that, trailing by 1.
And our Exmo brought to you by Jose Cuervo. That'll bring up Endy Chavez. Chavez popped out his first time up. Now you've got speed on and at the plate. Wigginton's coming in at third base. Andino, decent lead, and bunting for a base hit there is Endy Chavez. And he will foul it off, trying to drag that one, it looked like, with him down the first baseline.
Yeah, I would prefer having pitched for a long time. I mean, these are the kind of situations, and we've seen Endy be able to do that now that he's healthy with the oblique injury hopefully gone. Pull the ball, because if you pull the ball, then you get the big inning. You get the first and third. Andino has good speed. And of course, Worley's going to say, I'm going to try to hit that outside corner, not let you do it. I mean, that's the cat and mouse game you play with a left-handed hitter with a man on first.
Worley has had only a couple steal against him, 2 for 6 on the year. Snyder's thrown out 5 of 18 behind the plate. Andino's got a decent lead. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And the throw over to get him back.
And he held it. There's a multitude of ways you can hold runners. You can slide step. You can hold the ball. You can throw over. You can certainly want to variance your cadence. Throw more fastballs. Give your catcher a chance to throw runners out.
Endy Chavez, 1 ball, 1 strike count. Outfield plays him the other way. He shows bunt again and will take it outside, getting Ty Wigginton charging in from third. And a 2 ball, 1 strike count on Chavez.
Well, Gary, this is interleague play, but do you give up an out with a DH when your pitching has been struggling? I've never been an advocate of that. I know the guy I used to play for never was. And
do you think he's really bunting for a sacrifice here?
Doesn't really matter
again. Yeah, strike taken.
To me, what it is, it's they're playing in to take the bunt away, so it's going to be very hard to do that. And there's a chance you only get 27 outs. If you want to put a bunch of runs on the board, you don't give up outs in the third inning in the American League with the DH. Interleague might be a little different.
Not bunting here. 2-2 delivery on the way. That's going to go to second base. It's bobbled by Fontenot, and everybody's safe. And Fontenot will be charged with the error. Andino goes to second and Chavez to first. Could have gotten 1, probably not 2, but at least 1.
Yeah, but you want to get that lead runner. He's trying to massage a 1-0 lead, and he doesn't do any of those things.
This the second error charged to Fontenot, and only the 33rd error charged to the Phillies. They have the second fewest errors in the National League coming into the ball game, but the Orioles get a door opened right there. And here is J.J. Hardy. Hardy grounded out his first time up. The Orioles 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position in the ball game last night. And the pitch is taken down low for Hardy. 11 home runs this season, most for American League shortstops, including the one last night. Good for 2 RBIs. That was his hit in the ball game. Now there are 2 on in the middle of the order for the Orioles, and Hardy puts it in the air to center. Victorino going back. Runner at second's going to tag up Andino. Catch made on the warning track. Runner tagging going to second base, and they both advance. Andino and Endy Chavez move up in the deep out.
Yeah, Worley able to get JJ to hit it to almost straightaway center. And as we've mentioned, a great pull hitter. So he gets an out, but the Orioles advance the runners.
So the Orioles with only 1 away and trailing 1-0. We'll get Chris Davis to the plate, and an opportunity where you must score at least 1 run.
And they're going to play it that way. Everybody back. The only ground ball that's not going to score a run is back to the pitcher.
Davis will take the fastball, and it is there for a strike. Chris Davis hitting .275 with runners in scoring position. He's had one of the 100 bats going for the Orioles with that 3-game hit streak and the 2 for 4 last night. He drew a walk and was stranded in the first inning. Worley with the 0-1 delivery, and that's going to miss inside. 1-1.
And he's done a nice job in these situations. 5 for 16, so comes in at .313 with a runner in third and less than 2 outs.
Base hit here could score 2. The outfield is very deep. Pence and Victorino in right and center have 2 of the better arms in the National League. Pierre, as Jim mentioned, does not in left field. Victorino has 4 outfield assists, and Pence leads the National League with 7. 2-1 delivery to Davis, and a ground ball towards short. Runner coming home. Rollins up. He'll make the play to first. The Orioles tie the ball game at 1. RBI picked up by Davis.
Yeah, again, anywhere back up the middle. Chris has been known to strike out. 55 strikeouts and 185 at bats, and that's what Worley was looking for. A little breaking ball, but Chris able to make contact. There's your tie run.
26 RBIs on the season for Davis. Orioles have been led by Adam Jones, 35 RBIs, but Davis gets the job done. And now Jones will look for the 2-out RBI and a way to get out of his 0 for 15.
Yeah, they give him the bunt again.
And he looked down to third, pulled the bat back. It's a ball.
Well, we saw him do it last night, and Ty Wigington still plays about 4, maybe 5 steps behind third base, so the bunt is there. I mean, what a great angle here. Now, you played Greg Nettles, he would sneak in. And Ty pretty much saying, you know what, we're going to make Adam Jones swing the bat. And
that's the one he struck out on the first time up. A 1-ball, 1 strikeout.
Now, we have seen Adam since he got hit on the hand really chasing. So maybe, again, you talked about he's not going to sign a big contract and not play if he's able to get out there, but maybe feeling he has to start the bat a little bit quicker.
It hurts. There's no question about that. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and that's again up out of the strike zone. He swung at 3 of those in the 2 at bats, and it's 1-2.
Well, the count would be 3-0. But again, he certainly knows if you swing at balls, that's usually what you get. But injuries do.
That one is in there. Ground ball towards second base. This time Fontenot's got this one and makes the play. The Orioles will pick up 1 run on 1 hit and error and leave a runner in scoring position. Ball game tied at 1. Had 6 different pitchers in the game as they threw the no-hitter against the Dodgers. That's the 10th combined no-hitter in baseball history. Kevin Millwood, the former Orioles, started. He was injured in the game, and maybe seriously, as he has a real serious groin injury. He threw his own no-hitter against the Giants in 2003. And at 22 years of age, Jesus Montero became the youngest catcher to catch a no-hitter since Ted Simmons caught Bob Gibson in 1971. And even a little more on that, the Dodgers had the best record in the majors going into that game last night, and it was the first time since '90 that's happened. That ball to deep left field, way back, and goodbye home run. Jim Thome is on a tear against the Orioles, back in his role as DH.
So Charlie Manuel, he puts his name in the lineup. That's why he's on this ball club when he's healthy. That's his 60th home run. That's Babe Ruth right there of interleague play. 60 of them. And again, we told you the hot spot, pretty much right down the chute. And Thome, he's been known to fly out into the bleachers.
His first home run of the season with limited at-bats as a pinch hitter. 605 for his career. And the Phillies are right back on top 2-1. They've done it with 2 home runs by Rollins and Thome against Hunter, who gives up more of them than any other major league pitcher per 9 innings. Here's Shane Victorino. He singled his first time up, 5-game hit streak for him, and will take the pitch inside for a ball. Thome, by the way, with those career home runs, is 8th on the all-time list, and another active player among active players, A-Rod, with 638, is the only one ahead of him. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. So Hunter getting the start here. Same old problem with the long ball. Giving up 5 hits. Here's the 2-1 delivery. That'll be fouled off. Also, in talking about that no-hitter, there were so many great stories about it. I did not know the first combined no-hitter was pitched in 1917. And it was Babe Ruth and Ernie Shore who pitched the combined no-hitter, the first one ever on a combined no-hitter. That's going to be towards the gap in left field. Chavez is over. And the story on it was Babe Ruth only worked one batter. He got thrown out of the ball game, arguing balls and strikes about a walk he surrendered. And Ernie Shore came on, walked the next batter, and then retired the rest of the lineup in order. And that became the first combined no-hitter in baseball history.
Yeah, the Orioles did it out in Oakland. Mike Flanagan pitched the 8th, and Greg Olson came in and struck out the side. And what I remember, I was broadcasting that day, and I had pitched the last one by just one pitcher back in '69. I think this happened probably '89, somewhere in that. It was that Canseco was wearing, first time I ever saw a hitter wear sunglasses. And it was Canseco, Dave Henderson, and Mark McGuire to end the game. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
That's going to be hit to short, and a base hit for Wigginton. The Orioles shortstop unable to get even close to that one. A couple of hits in the inning. Tuesday, the O's have a 3-game interleague series against the Pittsburgh Pirates, opening up 7:05. Every Tuesday home game is Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserve seats $9 in advance. You can get your tickets now and save 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com.
Yeah, the 4 pitchers were Bob Malachy, and then Mark Williamson came in, who was the winning pitcher after the Orioles broke that first 21-game losing streak to start the '88 season. So, and then Mike Flanagan pitched, I think, the 8th, and Olson, who'd been Rookie of the Year, punched out the side the 9th.
10 combined. That was one of the 10 in baseball history.
I think Williamson or Wilhelmsen was the last pitcher. He didn't even know they had a no-hitter.
No, that's better.
Everybody's congratulating him, and he's
going, why?
Just pitched an inning.
Only worked an inning.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Fontenot is swinging a miss. And the final note on the no-no is that Johan Santana pitched last night, his first start since pitching his no-hitter, and he gave up 4 home runs in the ball game. That is the most home runs allowed by a pitcher with his start after throwing a no-hitter. And that came against Cleveland.
Yeah, back-to-back home runs.
And that ball is going to be pumped down the line foul. Fontenot flied to center his first time up with an 0-2 count.
And that was against the Yankees. Cano hit 2. Cano, Swisher, and Andrew Jones back-to-back. And guess who took credit for it? Well, he got the loss, but Terry Collins said, shouldn't have given him the extra days off. Well, he threw 132 pitches.
Yeah.
He wanted to do kind of be cautious, err on the cautious side.
And a ground ball towards second this time. Andino, Hardy will relay. They get the double play off the bat of Fontenot. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on. Home run, Jim Thome, and a 2-1 Phillies lead. LTE with speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G. AT&T. Rethink possible. Lots of folks outside enjoying the day, including the great farmers market at Fells Point. Where I ate way too many apple turnovers.
Apple turnovers?
Oh my gosh.
On your birthday?
They were a giant. They were huge. They
on
were
your birthday. That's
organic
unbelievable.
apples. I don't hear that.
I know.
No, I missed that part.
Yeah, well,
those don't exist anymore. He gave those up. Here is Matt Wieters. Wieters grounded out his first time up, and he'll foul that one back. Worley has walked 1 and struck out 2. Hunter has walked none, struck out 1. The Phillies 2-6-0. The Orioles 1-3-0. Orioles have left 3, and the Phillies 2 so far. Each has left a man in scoring position. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that's going to be taken outside.
Yeah, movement, not overwhelming velocity. But the key is you can move it, you can keep it out in the middle of the plate and change speeds. There's the changeup.
Wieters hard to left field, but right at Pierre, it almost took off over his head. Boy, I was stunned.
Looked like he got hit with a right.
Time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. The American League East and the National League East, the only divisions in baseball with winning records this season. And it was only a week ago that all of the teams in each of those divisions was playing above 500 baseball. That's not the case now. The Phillies are 29 and 31, dropping below 500, but they are the only team in either of those divisions below 500. The Red Sox are at 500 in the American League East. So Charlie Manuel's team, after the ball game last night, the players said, we heard what our manager said, and he knew the button to push. We had one of our worth repeating comments about him, talking about how nobody's scared of the Phillies anymore, how people come in and expect to beat them and come right at them and are aggressive, and the players didn't like it. didn't like that he was telling the truth, and so responded last night with a big offensive night. Bobbled! Oh! Put that in your VCR because you probably won't see it again in your lifetime. Jimmy Rollins committed an error.
And pretty routine until he doesn't catch it. Kind of crawls up his arm, and about his routine, pick your hop, but again he gets a little bit of a short hop and just can't quite get the handle. Trying to kind of deftly roll with it.
It's his 4th error for the #1 fielding shortstop in the National League, and the Orioles get a man on. That is the first error. Andy Chavez, who had a ball that I thought was going to be called an error in the 3rd inning, was ruled a single, so that is the first error.
That's about as routine a ball hit the Fontenot as there is, and they gave him a base hit. That's last night. Adam Jones hit a rocket to 3rd, and that was an error. Yeah.
Stalemate struck out his first time up. Runner on at first base. Nick Johnson reaching in the air has reached twice now with a single and an error.
Well, you love these extra outs. Can you take advantage of them?
Stalemate will take it for a strike.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting when they asked Charlie Manuel about his comment. Do you think the players are going to be mad? He said, yeah, they ought to be mad at themselves.
And they were. They really were. They weren't mad at him. They all said, those who commented, he was just telling the truth. Play at second. Oh, nope. There was no play there, and that's a bad play by Worley. Rollins is going to argue that he caught it and stayed on the bag. Manuel's going to come out to protect his shortstop. Felden Culbreth, the umpire at second base.
Well, Felden would be happy to call him out if it was a good throw, and it wasn't. So it's a terrific play. I mean, this is a right-handed Jim Cott play. I mean, look at him. He gets it, but off the run. Tough throw. And he's probably out. But again, the difficulty. If you make a good throw, it's so simple to call. And right here, see, his foot's off the bag. He thought it was on there. It was for a while, but a decent throw, easily out. You don't even have to make the call. It's just bang, bang.
Good play. Felden Culbreth right there had it right. Charlie Manuel arguing because it was close, and Rollins obviously thought he had it.
Felden's going, I didn't make this throw. So he's off. That heel's off the bag. Now, and he's look at the positioning that Felden Culbreth has. He was right in position to make the call. So back-to-back errors.
Charlie Manuel comes back. Credit Felden Culbreth with a good call, good positioning on that at second base. Now the Orioles need to take advantage of it. I told you the defense of the Phillies second best in the National League. And they now have 34 errors. They've given up only 18 unearned runs on the year. You compare that to the Orioles at 31. Now Flaherty gets the chance, 2 on and 1 down. But that ground ball could end the inning. No, it's a base hit. Johnson will make the turn. Here's the throw. Victorino's got an arm, but it's cut off. And the Orioles come back and tie it up.
Now, fastball hitter gets a fastball to hit. Ryan Flaherty, Rule 5 guy. I mean, right out over the plate. What hitter doesn't like it there? And then Victorino, already 4 assists, really throws well, but Luna cuts it off, ball tailing a little bit anyway. Chance for a big inning here.
RBI.
Yep.
So the Orioles take advantage of it. You see Worley's numbers and how dramatically they change. First 3 innings are great. After that, it unfolds on him.
Yeah, when you don't make plays you're supposed to make, whether it's him or your shortstop, makes it even harder to pitch.
Here's Robert Andino, takes the strike. Runners on at first and second base, still only 1 away. Andino had a single and scored. Davis an RBI and a ground ball out in the 3rd inning. Now the RBI by Flaherty to tie it. Phillies have had the homers by Rollins and Thome. Runners getting good leads both first and second. And Andino's going to take that again. That's a strike, 0-2.
Seeing the shadows, they're starting to creep in. Nice little numbers when you need to get hits with runners in scoring positions. Done a nice job of it.
Orioles come in hitting .253 as a team. They are 8th in the American League in that department. Here's the 0-2 delivery to him, and he's gone. Wow. Never got the bat off his shoulders.
That's unusual. I mean, middleitis right here. It's just, he thinks it's high. You just can't take that pitch. Not only that, he took a hanging slider to start it. I mean, just pretty much right down El Centro. But again, we talk about, I mean, this is twilight. Now you have the light stanchions, have the shadows. Very rarely does he take balls like that in the middle of the plate.
2 on, 2 down. 3 strikeouts recorded by Worley. Here's Endy Chavez, top of the order to second, and it's off the glove of Fontenot again. Runner coming on, Pence up. Here's the throw. Pettivate is in. The Orioles have a 3-2 lead as the Phillies' gloves are going clank, clank.
They're playing with sieves. Unbelievable. Now, again, this ball is smoked. But part of good pitching is defense, and the Phillies don't have it. Slider in the middle of the plate. Ball is smoked right at Fontenot. And again, I mean, who has any idea whether he saw it or not, but should have been caught, wasn't caught. Orioles 3-2. And then Pence with 7 assists. Doesn't even think about going home.
And the Orioles have a 3-2 lead. Hardy 0 for 2 in the game. He is flied out and grounded out. That's going to go to short. Rollins will go to second. Fontenot's got that one to retire the side. But the Orioles come away with a big 4th inning, couple of runs, helped out by the errors of the Phillies, and the O's lead it by 1. Broken grand slam. Bottom of the 3rd off the Phillies, Calvin Maduro. Craig Jeffries in left field, almost, not quite. A 5-0 Oriole lead. Then it would be turned over to Mike Mussini. Pitch 8 innings, striking out 9, allowing only 1 run. The Orioles would go on to win that matchup against the Phillies by a score of 8-1 and would sweep the first 3-game series between these two clubs played here at Camden Yards in interleague play. Camden Yards, part of the anniversary year, remembering some of the games gone by. Here is Hector Luna. Tommy Hunter's got a 3-2 lead. Luna, strikeout victim his first time up. In the air, that lead's gone. Way back in left field, and the 3rd homer of the day for the Phillies. As Hector Luna delivers it. And the ball game is tied at 3.
Well, a lot of strikes today for Tommy Hunter, like 34-13, but 3 of them down to shoot. And Hector goes, well, maybe it's not a full Luna. But this ball, I mean, this ball is, again, crushed. But that's just 91. Take a look. This is where you want it. You're hoping to get a ball you can drive, and it's in the middle of the plate, and that's what he does.
Second home run of the season for Luna. This ball's popped up by Brian Snyder. Johnson coming in at first and makes the catch, backing up to that high sky. Snyder retired. So Tommy Hunter surrendered 3 solo home runs in the ball game. He has given up as many as 4 in a game. That was his second start of the year against Toronto. He gave up 2 against the Blue Jays on May 28, his last major league start, and 1 against Boston in the game before that.
Yeah, usually, I mean, with the exception of the Toronto games, he scatters them. But not scattering them today. And again, it's can't second guess the pitches. It's just the location, not where you want them, unless you're the Phillies, and you're very happy.
Jimmy Rollins, one of those with a homer, his 4th of the year. He is also grounded out.
Well, I don't know if Tommy was here last night, but it was so evident that it looks like Jimmy Rollins' little open stance really handled the ball inside part of the plate a lot better. Anything in really quick to, but the ball on the outside, I don't mean the outside third, I mean out on the outside corner, he's just pulling off. Watch his front shoulder, and he'd get square and stay in.
Ground ball to first. Good play. Johnson was in, had to take that short hop, and makes the play to get the out. 2 down. This day in baseball is brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Make memories of your own this summer. Book your vacation at OCOcean.com. 1914, the famous Baker Bowl, and Honus Wagner became the second player to collect 3,000 hits in Major League Baseball on June 9, 1914.
He was a tough out.
Did you face him?
I had to use my knuckleball.
I thought you did. Camp Anson was the first to reach that mark.
Desperation.
I understand. We were talking about Ted Williams' home run, that Mark Seat that's painted in right field. It was on June 9, 1946 that he hit that home run. That's going to go to short. Juan Pierre will make the play over to first base, and that will do it. A run in on a hit, no errors, nobody left on. Home run by Luna ties it up. On WJZ today on this ball game, and the Orioles starting rotation, Jim, it becomes problematic, I think, at this point, regardless of what happens the rest of the game, unless Tommy Hunter really settles down. There's got to be concern now about where are you going to go with this thing.
Well, I look at when you get some runs, and the Phillies have been very generous because they can't catch the ball. I mean, kind of kidding around, they're playing defense with sieves. But Tommy Hunter, I mean, he's been very efficient. He's made 3 mistakes in the middle of the plate. Earl Weaver used to say, mix in a sinker, throw the unexpected. And, with Tommy Hunter, everything's going to be pretty hard. That's why I'm throw a lot of changeups. So they're looking in the middle of the plate. They've got 3 of them. Other than that, he's pitched pretty well. But the 3 balls have gone out of the ballpark. And again, I think he doesn't really have, he's not overpowering, doesn't have a ball that sinks, or he doesn't have that little extra. So he's going to throw home runs, and this is a good place to hit, and the Phillies are showing everybody why.
And as a result, it'll be another ball game where Buck Showalter is going to have to manage the heck out of it in making the most important decision probably a manager ever makes, and that's when do you take your starting pitcher out of the ball game. He has that great bullpen that he wants to use. You're trying to win games, but the demarcation line as to when you go from starter to bullpen is always a very tough call. Ball game tied at 3-3, and a 2-strikeout on Chris Davis. For Davis, an RBI and a ground ball out, and he has drawn a walk in the game. Worley's delivery, and that's going to miss, and the count will go to 1-2. Worley with only 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. 24-year-old right-hander, second year in the majors. Very solid season, 11-3 last year for Philly. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that'll be fouled the other way. Worley is out of Sacramento, California. He attended Long Beach State University and played baseball there. Starts last year. He allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in 25 of his 30 starts between AAA and the majors.
And then you factor in at the major league level when he went 11-3, they got him over 6 runs a game. It's a great combination. A lot of run support. You pitch well. You can see he can throw some grounders. He can pitch out of the middle of the plate, and the movement on his fastball, even though it's not a lot of velocity, allows him to do that.
Davis will take the pitch away and gets the count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Orioles trying to get out of a 2-game losing streak. Philly ended their 6-game losing streak last night. Both of these teams have won 3 of their last 10 ball games. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way to Davis, and he's gone.
So let's see, the pitcher in the sun, through the shadows, batter in the sun, and then a ball off the plate by about 2 or 3 inches. Not even close to being a strike. And he doesn't even look at how late Brian Snyder moves it over, and he still gets the call. And Gary Cederstrom has actually been a pretty consistent umpire, but he missed that pitch.
It's the nice work behind the plate there by Snyder. Instead of making it look like he pulled it in, it looked like he was getting it back into his hands so he could throw it around. See how he did that in all one motion?
Well, I think he probably already heard Cederstrom say strike. That wasn't even a subtle move back to the strike zone.
Here's Adam Jones. He has grounded out, struck out 0 for his last 16. Worley's delivery to him, and that's the one he can't seem to lay off right now.
I think it has to be the injury, and he has to get the bat going, and therefore he's swinging at balls. You know, you can hit your helmet and do whatever you want, but that's not Adam Jones. Doesn't mean he doesn't do that every once in a while, but the injury, he's been much more wild swinging since he got hit with the pitch.
Worley goes,
let's go a little higher. Yeah.
And a 1-ball 2-strike count.
That was an NBA fastball.
Why not? You're up 0-2. Nick Markakis watching and waiting to get back. That'll be inside. 2-ball 2-strike count. Nick no longer has to wear that band on his hand anymore, and he'll go back to doing some baseball things here this coming week. Here's the 2-2 delivery and swinging through it. Strikeout victim. 5-4 Worley.
Well, gutsy. You're not hitting it, keep throwing it. And that's pretty much 90, a little bit out of the strike zone. And just can't quite get to it.
2 down, nobody on. Here's Wieters.
It's not the Adam Jones that we have seen most of the year.
Wieters having a sensational June. Came into the game hitting .370. 10 for 27 with a home run. He has gone 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out and flying out to left field on a hard hit line drive. And an 0-1 count. Wieters at 244. Jones back. And just hope it's not aggravating that hand anymore with those swings. The 0-1 delivery, a little off-speed breaking ball will miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Interleague play underway again, of course, all weekend long and into next week. Teams split yesterday, 7-7 for the American and National League ball clubs. 1-1 pitch, popped him up. Snyder. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've completed 5 here at Camden Yards, tied at 3. Saturday news from the East. Edwin Encarnacion back with the Jays, getting into that series against the Braves. He missed 3 games. He was hit on the hand last Sunday by Red Sox Daniel Bard, who hit a couple. They were so worried about he was going to actually really hurt somebody. Came out of the rotation and got sent down. Yankees have won 11 of their last 15, a season high for them. 7 games above 500 now. And Jeremy Hellickson, the Rays starter, walked 7 batters, gave up 5 hits in 4 1/3 innings, but only allowed 1 run. The Marlins left 13 runners on base while he was in.
So some good runner in scoring position numbers. Not for the Marlins, but for him. Boy, is that the Jeremy Hellickson we've seen? No, he looks like he's unhittable. Ooh, good curveball right there to a good fastball hitter.
Hunter Pence at the plate. He is singled and grounded out.
Look at that pitch count. I mean, less than 11 per inning. And again, 3 balls in the middle of the plate. Those are the home runs. They've really been hit hard today, and you could see Pence with 13 home runs. Boy, does he swing hard.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, just like that.
Little cutter. So curveball cutter.
He and Brent Laurie, the third baseman for Toronto, could create their own hurricane if they were both swinging at the same time. 1-2 delivery to Pence, chops it. It's foul. Just in case Wieters put the tag on, and a 1-2 count on Pence.
I was talking to a scouting friend of mine. He described Hunter Pence as very unorthodox, but all the things he does work.
He's not a smooth player.
No,
he doesn't take a smooth swing. He doesn't run smoothly.
Not a textbook swing, but it's certainly effective.
And a ground ball up the middle. He's got a base hit. And just in the game.
94 again, just not a good pitch. When you get a guy down, you have to stay out of the middle of the plate. The whole world knows that Pence is a good high ball hitter, and Tommy Hunter just can't get into a good area to get him out.
We remind you the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report is back on Monday, 5 to 6:30. Tom Davis, Mel Anton, and Phil Wood, Dave Johnson. They'll have a recap of the weekend series against the Phillies. Look ahead to the Pirates series. That's Monday at 5 right here on MASN. Tommy, a home run, and he is hit into a double play. First home run of the season came leading off the 4th inning. And the pitch will be taken inside. And a 1-0 count on Tommy.
So again, we haven't seen 94 from Tommy Hunter all year long. Well, at the end of the day, it's still about making your pitches.
And Tommy takes it, and the count goes to 2-0. Big numbers in interleague play. 60 home runs, the most all time. Tied for 10th in slugging, and tied for 9th in on base percentage in interleague games.
I think he's got the most walks with 166.
And fouls that one away.
Well, Gary, I was watching Jim the bat when he hit the home run, and as the teams were coming off the field, his team coming off from playing defense, he was already in the batter's box. They were going out to do the work of raking the infield, and he was ready. You were talking about it last night. He lives for the DH.
That's what he is now. He's only had the glove on once this year. Fouls that one back. But give him a chance to DH. He knows how to do it. He knows the rhythm of a game for a designated hitter, how to stay prepared even though you're not in the field. He works out underneath, takes swings in the batting cage, limbers up between innings, has a whole routine that he goes through when he's the designated hitter. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Tommy. Runner at first base, nobody out. Big shift is on against him. And Tommy will take it outside, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, his whole take on Charlie Manuel finally having enough was that, number one, he's honest. And number two, he wants you to get better. I mean, it's motivation. And he had him as a hitting instructor, a manager in the minor leagues, a manager at this level.
3-2, runner not going, goes to first. That's off Johnson's arm. Andino will make the play at first to get the out. Well, there's one for you. 3-4-3. It will move Pence down to second base.
Well, when you're playing even with the bag, because Pence can run a little bit, the play is not easy. That's just a routine ground ball if there's not a runner on. And again, you get a little bit lucky. We've seen the Phillies mess up. So right here, right the ball skips, you don't really have time to go back because you're playing in. I mean, you're a step. So what? It's 90 feet to the bag. You're only about 88 feet from the home plate.
And here is Victorino. Shane Victorino singled. First time up. 5-game hit streak now. Flied out last time up. Hunter's gotten 11 ground ball outs. 4 have come in the air. And 1 strikeout. Now the potential go-ahead run on. Phillies out hitting the Orioles 8-4. For this ball game tied at 3. And Victorino, of course, 5 RBIs in the ball game last night against the Orioles. Gets another chance here. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. It's there for a strike. Victorino, 328 with runners in scoring position. Phillies overall 261, but good enough for 4th in the National League. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and that's going to be up high and in. 2-1.
Yeah, Victorino had the 5 RBIs, but the home run was a cut fastball or slider from Jake Arrieta. Tried to get it in on him and have it actually go in and down, and it just kind of stayed belt high, and he just hit it left of the scoreboard here. His last 2 RBIs.
Victorino rips that one foul. Victorino with that home run last night here at Camden Yards now. He's had 3 home runs in 5 games that he's played here in this ballpark. If you add the hit today here in this yard, he's 5 for 17, and 2 of the 5 hits have been homers.
Well, you still have another pitch at 2-2 to pitch out of the strike zone. You know, change up, maybe a curveball just off the outside corner, and
bloops that one to short. Played there by Hardy. Victorino is retired, and there are 2 down. Our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. All Oriole eyes on Dylan Bundy with Frederick at A, 2-1. Big strikeouts, 18 of those in 15 innings with Delmarva. 30 innings pitched. Gave up just 5 hits, 40 strikeouts last night. Worked 5 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts.
Gave up a home run, I think, last night. I didn't know that was.
Say it's not so.
That he did those things. I'm telling you, A-ball. I played for Cal Ripken Sr. I walked the first guy. They put on a hit and run. Runners at first and third. I said, boy, am I over my head. You know, you don't know. No, I didn't play in extended, with the travel teams like Dylan did and all that, because I was playing other sports and all that. But you still got to prove. And I was in a I was with much older players. But again, if you're any good, you have a tendency to figure it out. That's what this year for him is all about. I don't care how much money you get. The money's maybe in the bank account, but you're only as good as what you do when you step between the lines. And I think he'll figure it out, though.
Well, all comes down to do you want to or not in this day and age for players of that caliber. 0-2 count. Ty Wigginton, runner at second base, up high. As a manager said to me, what is the incentive when before you've ever played a professional game you have enough money to retire? The incentive has to be inside. You've got to want it. You've got to want to play. And if you don't, you can just kind of meander around and 3 or 4 years go home. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and he got him. Hunter gets his second strikeout of the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Ball game 3-3.
205th home run, 60th interleague play, left center field off of Tommy Hunter. Ryan Flaherty. Orioles will get their first run. Nick Johnson on the walk, in the error by Fontenot. Orioles take the lead, and then Hector Lunar says, "Nuh-uh, not long." So there you go, Phillies. A little bit of muscle, third, fourth, fifth, leadoff home runs, but all solos. Nick Johnson, and then Tommy Hunter. Good velocity, 93, 94. Haven't seen it all year. Other than the home run ball, he's pitched very well, as has Vance Worley.
And Nick Johnson gets a base hit. So Johnson's been on all 3 times, 2 singles and an error. And the Orioles get the leadoff man on for the second time in 6 innings against Worley.
Yeah, third time through the order, you try to react to what they've done to you the other times. And right there, we haven't seen too many change-ups from Vance Worley, but that was one right in the middle of the plate and almost got him in the dome, right back up the middle.
So now Bettamy will try and move him around down to third base. Wigginton's got to go to first and will get the out. It will move the runner up and record an out. 1 down. For starting lineups, in-game updates, and O's team coverage you can't afford to miss, sign up for Masson Mobile Alerts. Text Orioles 29292. Ryan Flaherty now with a potential go-ahead on at second base. Flaherty already has one RBI in the ball game.
And that was on a fastball for the RBI single in the 4th. So let's see how Worley. He has a curveball, hasn't thrown many, hasn't thrown a lot of them for strikes, but there it is, just a kind of a get me over breaking ball, something off speed.
Bullpen active. They've been up in the bullpen. Bullpen that has struggled so far this year. Orioles 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Off-speed breaking ball has stayed way up in the air, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies have not had a hit with runners in scoring position. The homers by Rawlings and Tomey and Luna, as Jim said, all coming leading off an inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runner off second. Flaherty will take it, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Worley with a walk and 5 strikeouts so far in the ball game.
Yeah, he's got to be careful to Flaherty, and again, you have a right-hander Andino on deck, so you can't give in. Just make your pitches and take your chances. And
good one.
Yep, there's the off-speed pitch again.
Worley dumps it in 2-2.
I am sure their advanced scouts have shown exactly what we see, is that Ryan Flaherty at this stage in his career, a minor league guy coming to the big leagues, has to stay here all year. He likes to hit the fastball. Trouble with the off-speed pitch.
And inside out, pops it up, shallow left center, Bermuda triangle. That's where speed helps. Pierre coming in from left field. Neither Rollins nor Victorino is even close to getting to that spot as quickly as he was. On Saturday, June 23, the Orioles take on the Nationals 7:05. The first 10,000 fans 15 and over will receive a 20th anniversary Oriole Park at Camden Yards tumbler presented by Ocean City, Maryland. Don't miss a great collector's item here at the ballpark to change baseball forever. Get your tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. 2 down. Now Johnson remains at second. Here's Andino. He has singled and been called out on strikes. And Andino will take the pitch for a strike. It's been a tough month for Andino, hitting he's had only 6 hits in 29 at bats now, a little over 180. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, and a chopper to third. Wigginton charging, gloves it, and gets it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. It remains a 3-3 ball game. Orioles Extra presented by Jeep, followed by game coverage at 1:30. All the access you need right here on Massett.
Wow, that's going to be a nice little tilt. Cliff Lee, former Cy Young Award winner, 20-game winner, 22-3. That was a nice year. Pitched well, but no run support. Jason Hamill, what a pleasant surprise for the Orioles. Their best pitcher, the most consistent. He's at his knee, which has been bothering, getting better every time. So there you go. 12 pitches an inning.
This ball game tied at 3-3. Hamill will come in tomorrow with the 9th best ERA in the American League. And the pitch, that's going to be inside from Hunter. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. We go to the 7th inning, tie ball game. Fontenot leading it off. Fontenot, Luna, and Schneider due up. Fontenot is 0 for 2. He is flied out, hit into a double play. 3 home runs for the Phillies. Rollins, Thome, Luna have accounted for their 3 runs in the game. Good off-speed breaking ball.
Well, when Ray Miller was the pitching coach here, he used to have the T-shirt. Work quickly, throw strikes, change speeds. And Tommy Hunter has done all of those. Now, the 4th thing on that T-shirt is stay out of the middle of the plate and keep the ball in the ballpark. That's the only flaw for Tommy.
Down to 3rd. Batamete's got it. And records the out. 1 away in the 7th inning. Don't forget O's Extra coming up. Our postgame tune-in brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. Jim and Rick standing by. They'll take a look back on this one. We'll have the press conference with Buck Showalter and player interviews all coming up after the ball game.
Do I get to go down there if they win?
Go right ahead.
The story?
Yes.
Yay.
Luna with a home run, and he is struck out.
Okay,
preferably if they, in those occasions when the Orioles might lose, you can go down if you'd like.
No. Well, home run on a fastball hooked him. I mean, this is what starting pitching is all about. Everybody says, well, how do you pitch through a lineup 3 times, 4 times? Well, you use all your pitches. You pitch. You don't just throw it by them. You pitch. You change speeds. And your good windup allows to do that. And, you know, we see Tommy Hunter here. Again, the pitch count very, very low. Came in at 72. Uses curveball, changeup. You got to make a good pitch here because you got a fastball hitter.
Luna playing in just his 14th game, picking up his 2nd home run. You saw the number, batting over 300. He's had a couple of doubles. Oriole bullpen, Troy Patton. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way to him, all the way to the backstop. He wasn't trying to hit the mascot because the bird was not even near that location. 3-2.
Not only does this ball go to the screen, right there, right off that netting, it's 93 miles per hour. How did we do that?
Cup half full. Here's the 3-2 and foul back. You should have seen that 93 mile an hour fastball right through.
That's right. Really let it go.
And I let it rip. You could hear it sizzling in. And you could hear it coming off the bricks behind home plate. 1 down, nobody on. 3-2 delivery. Luna had a reach for that one. Hits the Luna. Betamete. He's got it. And there are 2 away.
Yeah, even though he hung the breaking ball, you can get away with it to a good fastball hitter. And you got to pay attention. You have to be able to focus when you're going to pitch deep into the ball game. And Tommy's done a nice job of that.
Hunter has pitched 7 innings 3 times this season. Last time was against Kansas City on the 16th of May when he worked 7 innings. Hunter has not won a ball game since April 24 against Toronto. As Hunter comes in, added to the roster today with that 2-3 record. And Miguel Gonzalez sent down to AAA. Arrieta moved to the bullpen where he's going to work. But Showalter made clear before the game he is going to work. 1-0 delivery, and I mean he's going to pitch. He's not just going there to tune up between starts. He's going to be expected to be ready to assist in the bullpen, which leaves the question of the 5th starter open, and that was not answered today by the manager. 0 for 2 for Schneider. Puts that one in the air to center field. Jones going back. He thinks it's gone near the wall. No, he's got room and puts it away. Long fly ball out to deep center. A 1-2-3 inning, 7th inning stretch time. Brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight. Drink responsibly. Tommy Hunter. Phillies are going to go to the bullpen. The Orioles may too by the looks of Hunter over there. But look, what he's done is given the Orioles a chance to win a ball game as we go 3-3 to the bottom of the 7th.
And other than the 3 home runs, he's done it very efficiently. Worley, we kind of get an idea of why he's been so successful. I think they're going to go to the bullpen this inning, but he pitched very well. So you want your starter to go deep in the game. Tommy Hunter did that. You want him to give up or give him a chance to win. Tommy Hunter's done that. So again, I think he's outstanding. He's got his velocity's been up, and again, what we've seen, he pitched, used all his pitches.
And he'll be obviously the pitcher of record for any runs the Orioles might pick up here. So if they can do that and get a lead, Tommy Hunter's got a chance to be the winning pitcher.
Yeah, they don't score a lot of runs for him, but again, that's the way it goes. So he pitches well. Worley, once again, coming off the bone chips, only gives up 1 earned run. Pitches very well for the Phillies.
So to the bullpen, the Phillies. Jake Diekman coming on for the 11th time. You see the 4.15 ERA. The Phillies bullpen has been somewhat in a state of flux because they've had a number of injuries that have affected the personnel who have been available. He has not allowed an earned run over the last 8 appearances, covering 6 2/3 innings, and he will face the Orioles for the first time in his career.
Yeah, so again, if you're Charlie Manuel, you want your starter to give you quality innings, and other than his defense, pitch very well. I don't know if Tommy's going to leave, but that was very efficient. Diekman hard throwing lefty, so he'll come in, and of course the key here is to try to get a lead. And if you're a late inning guy, get you to Jonathan Papelbon, who's done a terrific job as their closer. And of course you bring him in because you can match up here.
For the Orioles, same thing. An even better closer in Johnson. And the left-hander's pitch is going to be in there for a strike. So the Orioles will have the top of the order here to face the lefty. Andy Chavez has popped out, singled, and reached on an error. He has a 5-game hit streak. And Andy chasing a pitch that was just a little bit away from his bat.
Yeah, 30th round pick, and out of Nebraska, starter early on, changed his arm angle a little bit.
Came back inside, hoping to get him leaning, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
25 years old and 6'4", right around 200 pounds. And has the arm angle of Chris Sale of the White Sox.
Chavez chops at it to first base. Luna will take it to the bag. Andy Chavez is retired, 1 away, bottom of the 7th inning. For every Orioles walk this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to the American Heart Association Heart Walk. 167 walks, $8,350. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Here's J.J. Hardy. He has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, 1 for 8 in the series. Hardy hitting .351 off left-handers, 2 of his 11 home runs hit against lefties. Diekman with that swinging motion as he strides way over towards first base and then comes back across to the pitch.
And then you have the shadows. Pitcher in the sun, hitter in the shade.
And that'll be swung on a miss. Stayed on the outside corner, 1-2.
A nice little fastball at 95.
Good job by Worley. Really gave up 3 runs, only 1 earned, 5 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts over 6 innings. His second start since coming off the DL. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Ball game tied. That'll be inside, moving it all over the place on Hardy, and the count goes to 3-2. Orioles will have Patton, who's been up, joined by Stroop, a right-hander. If they can get the lead, Stroop will be the one coming on, and there's the walk. Only the second walk the Orioles have picked up. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates. Tommy Hunter, who's made the start, could be the winning pitcher here in this ball game. Jim Thome, who's delivered another big offensive game with his home run solo shot. And Nick Johnson starting at first base. He's been on all 3 times. Couple of singles. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, 31826. Chris Davis coming up. Davis 283 off the lefties. Hitting righties a little better at 304. Does have a couple of home runs off left-handers and fouls that one the other way.
I was talking to Josh Hamilton, about 3 weeks ago when the Rangers were in, and of course both of them left-handed hitters, and Hamilton, former MVP, former teammates, and just about getting the bat back and getting the front foot down. Now, a little separation to be prepared to hit, and again, Diekman can't be comfortable for lefties. I mean, forget the shadows, that certainly adds to it, but he steps right at you. And again, long arms and a lot of deception with good stuff.
Here's the 0-2 delivery to him, and that's off the end of the bat. It broke it going out into Never Never Land, and Fontenot dropped that one. Force out at second is overthrown by Pence. 2 mistakes on that as Fontenot made a nice try. Pence could have gotten the out on an accurate throw, but he overthrew Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, a couple of plays earlier on that Mike should have made. This one, of course, pretty difficult. Just in the glove and out, and then all Pence has to do is make an accurate throw. He already has 7 assists, so he's just going to pick it up, and he's got Hardy because JJ doesn't want to get doubled off. So the Orioles get a break. Boy, they've gotten a lot of defensive help from the Phillies today.
Phillies have really not played well in the field, but still have a 3-3 ball game. So Adam Jones, another shot. He's 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, 0 for 17. 2 on, 1 out. Jones going after it to right field, not deep. Runners are not going to be able to move up here as Pence will put it away. And there are 2 down. Well, Adam Jones, it's been a tough day for him. Tough couple of games. As he goes back, he continues in that 0 for 8 in the first 2 games of the series.
Yeah, I'm not sure how prudent it is if you're hurt, because he's just not swinging the bat the way he's capable of doing it. Obviously doesn't get a hit every time, but you see a lot more authority with his swing when he's healthy.
So Matt Wieters up with 2 down, 2 on in this tie game. Wieters, better average against the lefties, 306 compared to 225 against righties. More home runs the other way. 8 of his 9 have been hit from the other side of the plate.
Yeah, the year he had against left-handed pitching last year was incredible. 339 with home run just about every 11 times up. 11 in 121 at bats.
Floater is in there. Good off-speed delivery.
I like that. How's your floater today?
Pretty good.
It's floating pretty well.
A lot of trout. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runners off first and second. Hardy and Davis. And Wieters towards right center field, and he's gotten it done. Hardy charging to the plate, running on contact, of course, will score, and the Orioles have a 4-3 lead. Wieters, the go-ahead RBI.
Well, a lot of, usually you say you need a lot of help from your friends. Today, you've gotten a lot of help from the Phils. They're your enemy. But again, right here, pitch to hit, up in the, out over the zone. Weed, a big guy. Matt at 6'5", long arms, able to catch that ball in the upper part of the strike zone. And there's JJ to make the Orioles with a 1-run lead, 4-3.
Matt Wieters continues his hot month, hitting .370 in June. And Matt with a big base hit right there. They're going to get, I think, a pinch hitter with a left-hander on. Mark Reynolds will be coming on the pinch hit for Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson, a good day, as he had 2 singles, reached on an error, and scored a run. And Reynolds will get the at-bat against Diekman.
Man, they don't have a right-hander up in their bullpen, so they're just hoping that Mark can get into one.
321 off left-handers, and a big cut in the off-speed pitch. So an opportunity with runners on at first and second base. Reynolds, not many times comes off the bench. He's not had a pinch hit opportunity this year. This will be the first one. They're moving the outfield. Center field, Victorino's got his arms up in the air. Where do you want me? And a ball came on the field as well that Pierre had to move back to the seats. Now Victorino moves over towards left, playing him to pull now.
Yeah, they're hoping that Reynolds hits one where it won't matter where you're playing.
2 on, 2 down. The Orioles up 4-3. And that one hit him. Reynolds got hit by a pitch on that and will limp his way down to first base.
And now if you're Charlie, who do you want to pitch to? Well, you can't. I mean, you have no choice, I guess, with Bedeman because that loads him up. And a little breaking ball. It's going to be the result of it. Brian Slider sliding in. And
barely the pitching coach on his way out.
So Bedeman a much better hitter from the left side of the plate than right-handed.
The third hit batter by Diekman in just the 8 2/3 innings that he's worked. Now 9 1/3. So you see when the Orioles score 3 or fewer, not good. When they get 4 or more, 24-9.
Well, they haven't lost a game with the lead. 22-0 after 7.
And they've got the lead right here, 4-3.
That's how good the bullpen's been.
Bedemeat has reached on an error, 0 for 3 officially in the air to right field, right at Pence, and he's done it. But the Orioles come up with a go-ahead RBI single by Wieters, puts him on top. It is a 4-3 O's lead. All-Star game coming. Your chance to vote. Orioles.com/Orioles.com All-Star. You can help support the Orioles, who certainly deserve consideration. Matt Wieters, Adam Jones, J.J. Hardy, and anyone else you think should be in Kansas City. Orioles hoping you'll vote up to 25 times per email address from your phone. If you vote online, you will automatically be eligible for the Orioles All-Star Sweepstakes. One lucky winner gets the autographed jersey from the 2012 All-Star game. And the fans who do vote get in touch with the Fan Assistance Center to receive an I Voted orange campaign sticker and a voucher for $5 off a future ticket purchase at the box office.
Well, there you go with Pedro. Those are some numbers for you. He's been very, very good. Again, the 22-0 record with the lead. That's because of him and Jim Johnson, among other guys. Darren O'Day, one earned run last 18 games. Now, he can get you on the edge of your seat because of the walks. And we saw that in Boston. Came in to protect the 2-1 lead. Had an out, walked 2 guys, and then got out of harm's way. But great arm. Yeah, slider, fastball 95, maybe I guess actually 96 to 98. And then he's got a splitter he doesn't throw very often.
Reynolds will stay in at first base with Nick Johnson out. Top of the order for the Phillies, Rollins, Pierre, and Pence. Strobe's pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Rollins, one of the 3 home runs hit by the Phillies, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Pedro Strop trying to hold it, as Hunter indeed does get a chance to win the ball game, with the Orioles getting that run in the 7th, and it was his battery mate Matt Wieters who has delivered the go-ahead RBI for the moment, giving Hunter a chance to pick up his 3rd win of the season. Rollins 1 hit in 8 at-bats in this series. The 1-1 delivery to him. Strop will get it in for a strike and go up in the count 1-2.
Now, when you throw a 97 and you'll throw that breaking ball in any count, you can give hitters fits. Again, not that easy to see this time of day.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Ripped foul. Rollins got around on it a little bit too much.
I told you how good the bullpen is, and
there are the bullpen rankings, and the Orioles have been right there all year.
Yeah, this is what you don't like. You don't want to have. You want to have all the other things. You just don't want to have all the innings, because that means your starters aren't pitching up to their capabilities or maybe your expectations.
1-2 pitch on the way, and that'll be taken. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
So if you're Pedro Strop, Matt Wieters knows this, you do not want to mess around in the inside part of the plate to Jimmy Rollins. It's got to be on the outside 3rd or quarter. Let's see if Pedro can do that. And then he misses.
3-ball, 2-strike count.
And again, you have speed. The minute he gets on, it becomes a potential double because of his speed. If he gets on, of course.
Strop's 3-2 delivery on the way, and Rollins a ground ball down to first. That is a fair ball. Reynolds is there, and Strop comes back to get the big out. 1 down here in the 8th inning. 2 strikeouts so far tonight. Barber, you have won a total of $700 from the Maryland Lottery. For your chance to be the Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, play Strike It Rich scratch-offs and enter your non-winning ticket codes at mdlottery.com/strikeItRich. And with Pedro out there, Barber, you might get couple more hundred. Here's Pierre. Pierre has a single, grounded out twice in the ball game. 1 away in the 8th inning. Orioles trying to set up a rubber match for tomorrow's 1:30 game here at Camden Yards with Jason Hamill and Cliff Lee, the scheduled starters for game 3. 1-0 delivery by Strop, and that is in there for a strike. Pedro Strop hoping to get one for Hunter, who worked the 7 innings, 3 runs, 8 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. That's 3 starts in a row Tommy Hunter has had at the major league level where he has not walked a batter. He has not had a win, as we said, since April 24 against Toronto. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Pierre goes up the middle, and that's a rabbit into center. A single for Pierre. He's got 2 hits in the ballgame. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Here's a mano deal right here. The power pitcher, Strop on the mound, and the free swinging Hunter Pence at the plate. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game with 2 singles.
And then speed at first with 10 out of 12 as far as stealing bases.
And the pitch is there for a strike.
Well, the longer you get into this bat, the more opportunity for Juan Pierre to take off. So you'd like to be aggressive early in the count. And I'm sure the Orioles are happy that Pedro was able to throw strike 1.
Pence to be followed by Tomey if they get there. And he will take that one, and it is a 2-strike count on Hunter Pence. Pence this season has grounded into 8 double plays. That leads the Phillies in grounding into double plays.
So out of the zone here. Tommy Hunter got ahead of Pence 0-2. Got a base hit 0-2 on a high fastball there.
It's stopped by Wieters. Did he go? No. First base umpire Lance Barksdale.
Take a look. Hard slider. Not even close. But there's the Wieters block.
46,611.
Wow.
Second sellout of the season for the Orioles. 46,611. They are jammed in here, and they're seeing a tremendous ball game.
Well, they're all over Baltimore downtown, boy.
1-ball, 2-strike delivery. Runner goes. Pence swings. It's going to be a base hit. And with the runner going, moving over to third base, Juan Pierre easily, and Pence has his 3rd hit of the game.
Gary, I don't know how you hit that ball. That was almost a double clutch. The only way you can do this, what you try to do, even if you get on your front foot, is keep the hands back. Well, I mean, the whole front side's gone, but he's a big guy. And look at him reach and just kind of poke it into left field.
There's another great matchup. Here's Jim Thome.
And for Jim, already with a home run, he does not have to get a base hit.
Thome also, of course, slow of foot, so the chance for the double play off him you have if you can get the ground ball. The Orioles have to put a modified shift on with runners at first and third. And the Philly fans trying to match the competition in the stands that's going on the field. Thome is hit into a double play in the first inning. The home run came in the fourth, and he grounded out in the sixth. Strope's delivery to him. That's going to miss inside for a ball. First and third, one out.
Yeah, he's almost always been a contradiction as you look at the runners in scoring position numbers. He walks a lot and he strikes out a lot. And even this year, of course, with the back problems, he hasn't had many at bats.
1-0 delivery. Thome shatters the bat. It's a foul ball. Oh, mercy. Everybody is all right. That was the sword part of the bat that ended up going into the seats. And fortunately, nobody is injured.
Yeah, most hitters are now 32.5, maybe 33, so much lighter bats. If you don't get it right on the good part of the bat, it's almost like they implode.
That was scary. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Thome. Runners off first and third. Strope with a 1-1 delivery, and Thome takes it inside, 2-1. So Strope, the youngster in terms of major league experience, against a well-seasoned veteran at the plate, Thome. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Thome fouls it back. Strope coming right after him, 2-2.
Yeah, late on the fastball, and boy, you'd like to have a grounder. They've been 2 base hits this inning, both on ground balls, and as you mentioned, Gary, if they get one on the ground at somebody, it will most likely be a double play, even though Pence is going to try to get as big a lead, 4 out of 5 when it comes to stealing bases, but I don't think they're going to run in this situation.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Thome waiting, and it goes to center, and it's going to be a base hit. Pierre will come in to score, and the ball game is tied again at 4. Thome delivers another RBI.
Late on the fastball, right on the hanging slider. It's about 15 miles per hour slower. Watch it, right in the middle of the plate. He's waiting. Christmas coming early for the Phillies.
John Mayberry Jr. will come on to run at first base for Jim Thome. 2 RBIs in the ball game for Thome. Ball game tied. So there go the starters. Non-decision. Worley already was, and now Hunter is. This ball game belongs to the bullpen. Victorino, runners at first and second, 1 out, fouls it back. He's 1 for 3 in this ball game with a single, but he's had 4 hits in 7 at-bats in the first 2 games. Four runs, 11 hits for the Phillies, 4 runs, 7 hits for the Orioles. Shane Victorino, the 0-1 chopper to second. Andino, it's going to be a tough 2. He drops it, and everybody's safe.
Well, if they're scoring some of those other plays, I mean, that's a tough play because it's a lot of topspin. And I don't think they get to play at first. And Robert Andino, again, I mean, watch him just topspin this ball, so it's going to spin. Yeah, but he just couldn't get a handle on it. So They're going to give him an error. Certainly not an easy play, but I would have liked to have had the lead runner. Couldn't do it.
So the bases are loaded, and neither defense in this ball game has exactly helped the pitchers. The error charged to Andino and the Orioles with their 56th error of the season in what should have been a force out probably at second base, as Jim said. Game tied 4-4 and still only one away. The infield will play a double play depth, and wouldn't you know it, the theater of baseball. Here's the former Oriole, Ty Wigginton, coming to the plate. He has singled, struck out, and hit into a fielder's choice in this ball game. With one down. Stropes delivery to him. Wigginton first ball hitting. This has been a good ballpark for Wigginton to hit in. He's a .264 career hitter here at Camden Yards. Has 23 lifetime home runs here with all the games, of course, he's played here. And they are loaded up with Pence, Mayberry, and Victorino. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Wigginton, they got a chance for two. Ball went down. Hardy saved it. That ball did not come up on Hardy as he thought it was going to. But he had the glove down and was able to make the play. Somehow they turn two. The Phillies get a run, and the ball game is tied. App, iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, Windows Mobile. Live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat 31826 or go to Orioles.com. Well, J.J. Hardy saved the Orioles bacon. I mean, that play is because you know fundamentally how to play the infield and are ready in case you get a bad hop. I don't know how he got that.
Well, they always say keep the glove below the hop. Well, how do you? I mean, that ball went straight down, just slithered on the ground. His glove was close enough because it's a lot easier to come up than it is to go down. So again, you can't. I mean, right there. So if his glove is up and he's saying, "Oh, it's going to be just another routine hop," well, it wasn't by anything. So again, Bastardo comes in. Well, he was pretty good last night. A walk and 3 strikeouts, struck out the side in the 9-6 win. And he's been awfully good. 3 earned runs the last 16 innings. And again, 145 average. It's only 8 hits in the last 55 at bats.
Orioles will send a pinch hitter up against Bastardo as Pierce will come on. Steve Pierce will pinch hit for Flaherty. Flaherty had a 1 for 3 and an RBI. Flaherty, the left-handed batter, and Pierce comes from the other side. He's 1 for 5 off left-handers. The limited chances. This is only the 3rd game he's appeared in. He has only 7 at bats. So Steve Pierce and Bastardo will get the pitch in for a strike. June 5 at Boston.
Yeah, up at Boston, turned a breaking ball and turned it into a single into right field. A
couple of RBIs for him. First time since last May. And that pitch is a called strike. Pierce can't believe that one. And it goes to 0-2 quickly.
So let's see. 93 inside corner and then a backdoor slider. And it's not easy to see at this time of day with the shadows. And
0-2, and he got him. Ball will have to be played to first by Snyder, and he does. Started with a strikeout to start the bottom half of the 8th inning. Robert Andino. A single, a run scored. He has struck out and grounded out. Now this is another seesaw game that has gone back and forth. Phillies had a 1-0 lead third. Orioles tied it up in the bottom half. Phillies took a 2-1 lead. Orioles in the bottom of the 4th got 2 and went up by 1. Phillies came back and tied it in the 6th. The Orioles got the lead in the 7th. The Phillies tied it in the 8th. It's been either the same inning or the next half inning in which each team has answered the other in this game. That started with the 0-1 delivery. Orioles 4-7-1. The Phillies 4-11-3. The Orioles have 2 unearned runs on the board. Andino with a 2-strike count, 1 down. Bases empty. Outfield very deep. And wow.
Well,
I didn't see much of that one, did you?
No, that's a bad combination if you're trying to hit against good stuff, good movement. You don't know what's coming. Gets ahead. You got to cover the whole plate. Twilight, dusk, whatever you want to call it. And he dusted him. He dusted him in the dusk. There you go. Well, we're going extra innings.
Thank you, Ernest. We appreciate it.
Just getting ready for the extra innings. We're good. The Orioles are good.
We're all set.
Yeah. Hey, early start. We'll stay here for a while.
Andy Chavez outside for a ball.
Oh, that's right. It's not Fenway, is it?
No.
What do we get? 3 out of 6 up there. Extra innings.
Just for the fun.
They won them all. Yeah.
1-0 delivery to Chavez, and he'll put a rainmaker up to short. Rollins is back, and he's done it. Very good job. Estardo comes on, retires the side in order, and we go to the 9th inning tied. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out their powerful lineup. 9th inning. When you're home, you just try and get yourself to the bottom of the 9th tide, so you bring on your closer.
Yeah, you bring him in. He's your best pitcher. You're hoping that he can do what he usually does, even though it's not a save situation, and then you can score a run. If you do that, you won't have to pitch. So there are the numbers outstanding against both sides. 25 straight saves going into last year till Monday night. 2-strike home run to the opposite field by Saltalamacchia up in Boston. He got the win that night, and the 2-1 game got his 18th save the next night. So busy Boston.
Mike Fontenot coming up. Fontenot's had an 0 for 3. We'll take it down for a strike of the knees. Steve Pearce is going to stay in the ball game as Endy Chavez goes to right field. Pearce will play in left. Fontenot. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. And that is a 1-ball-1-strike count. Fontenot's had a tough day at second base. At the plate has gone 0 for 3. So that there's a redemption feature. It's his turn. Here's the 1-1, and Fontenot will take it on the inside corner, and it goes to 1-2. In interleague play, how about that? Jim Johnson's the lowest ERA among relievers in interleague play history. Downs, Gagne, Belfort, Joaquin Soria. 1-2 delivered to short. Hardy. Boy, he's getting them all in this game. And a pick at first base by Reynolds.
And JJ's just kind of looking and saying, thank you very much, Mr. Reynolds. I think what happens, the ball's hit so sharply, he doesn't have a chance. I mean, look at him. He weight back. I mean, actually braced himself with his throwing hand. Probably got some dirt on it. And then he's going, boy, I got to get loose.
Nice play. Short and first. Hardy's going to be wondering, anybody just hit a regular ground ball maybe? Here's Hector Luna. He's had a home run, has popped out and struck out. 3 home runs. Rollins, Thome, Luna. The other RBI coming off the bat of Thome in the 8th inning. The Orioles. Davis has picked up an RBI and a ground ball out. While he was in the ball game, Ryan Flaherty had an RBI, base hit single. Wieters an RBI coming off a single. Orioles helped by 3 errors that have been committed by the Phillies in the game and have 2 unearned runs. He did not go around on that, and a 1-ball-1-strike count.
Yeah, one of those afternoons where you get pretty much what you wanted out of your starters. They both keep you in the game. Worley sabotaged by his defense.
1-1 check swing again. He went that time, or it's a strike anyway.
Yeah, the minute he hit the home run, you saw Tommy Hunter go to the breaking ball, and it was effective even when he got one up in the strike zone. So apparently the book on Hector Luna, longtime minor league guy, fastball hitter.
Came back inside on him, and Luna will foul the pitch off. It'll stay at 1-2. We are in the top of the 9th inning of a 4-4 ball game. Phillies have out hit the Orioles 11-7. But each team has had to battle back to get the game tied. 1-2 pitch outside, scooped up by Wieters.
You would think if Jim Johnson's healthy that Ron Washington, who will be managing the All-Star game, would certainly be considering him for his staff.
Here's the 2-2 delivery, and no.
Still a little low.
3-2.
Yeah, Cedarstrom maybe 1 pitch off the plate today. He's been very consistent. That ball low under his knees. Won it if you're Jim Johnson.
3-2, and he walked him. That is the first walk surrendered by the 3 Oriole pitchers. 1 on, 1 out, updating you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. Text in your vote now to have your voice heard. A, B, or C, 31826. Results coming up in the O's Extra post-game show.
You can hear the Philly fans.
Ruiz.
What a year he's having.
Starting catcher getting the start off today with Snyder. Snyder hitting 9th, and that's where Ruiz is going to come on as the pinch hitter with a runner on at first base and 1 out. Snyder had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Ruiz will take it for a strike. Ruiz 353, 8 homers, 33 RBIs. He has a 300 batting average as a pinch hitter in his career. He's got the 4th best average in the American League starting today's play. Down to 3rd and foul.
And red hot, 24 games, 395, hitting home runs 3, driving in runs 14. And that's just with the bat. A really good defensive catcher.
On at first base, Luna, not a speedster. but has a real good lead. Here's the 0-2 delivery and a breaking ball hit down to third base. Betemit and Dino. And they turn the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Bottom of the ninth. Hardy. Middle of the order, Davis and Jones.
Coming right back with those extra post-game. Bottom of the ninth coming up. And Rick, a strange game. Opportunities all over the place. And here we are tied going to the bottom of the ninth.
Well, here we are. A very good game marred by a couple of errors on both sides today. But it's been back and forth all day long. And now it's tied going into the bottom of the ninth. And you know the Orioles are due for a home run.
Well, Jim Johnson did his job. He got it to the ninth. Let's see how it turns out. Back upstairs we go. Gary and Jim.
I guess Jim Rick figures if the Philadelphia Phillies could come away with 3 home runs in a ball game, the Orioles ought to be able to pick one up. I mean, why not?
Why not? I don't know. Well, Chad Qualls, he's not been pitching well. You know, he's a sinker ball pitcher, and the word I've gotten is that it's not sinking. So we'll see. You know, Charlie Manuel does not want to have that sinking feeling, but Qualls, you know, heavy when he's on his game, big guy that throws the ball downhill. And again, lefty's wearing him out at that 357 mark. So we'll see what's going on. And again, no wiggle room. Tie ball game in the ninth.
This bullpen has really struggled for the Phillies. Qualls, one of them. Opponents have hit 366 against him in his last 71 at bats, 26 hits. And that's kind of been the story of almost the entire bullpen, except maybe for Jonathan Papelbon, that there was some real good work out of the bullpen early, and then all of a sudden the numbers started escalating. Now, one of the reasons for that is they've got 4 bullpen members who are on the DL, so they've had to plug some holes. Qualls, though, one of the originals there, and let's see what happens. Bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, 12 runs in his last 14 and a third where he's pinch hits, hits a double play, and now they have a real good catch and throw guy, not to mention a hitter behind the plate.
Bastardo worked at innings, struck out 2, didn't give up anything. Here is J.J. Hardy.
Well, you know, you touched on that number. Low batting average against righties, but home run power.
And Hardy will take it down low. He reached on a walk in the 7th inning, scored the go-ahead run at the moment when Wieters brought him in. Hardy, Davis, and Jones. 1 hit, 8 at-bats in the series so far for Hardy. Qualls' pitch will be taken for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, 9 of the 11 home runs off right-handers, and that was a pretty good sinker. When you start going bad, you start gripping the ball, and you try to throw harder, it doesn't sink.
1-1 delivery. That'll be way outside, and Hardy gets ahead on the count. 2-1. This outfield playing very deep to cut off extra base hits. So Hardy's got a lot of room to have a ball fall in. Victorino with good speed, but he's way back in center. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and Hardy will go to third base. Wigginton's got it, and 1 away. 1 down, bottom of the ninth.
There's the sinker, and what the Phillies did was play Wigginton in and right on the line to take away the double, which is kind of unusual. I can see the line, but not in. JJ's looking home run.
That will bring up Chris Davis. Davis with the RBI today and a ground ball out. He's also singled 1 for 3. He has picked up a walk in the ball game as well. Here's the delivery to him, and that's going to be foul back. Davis will face Qualls for the first time. Phillies won the opener last night 9-6. This game has gone back and forth, each team unable to hold a lead. We're in the bottom of the ninth with one away. And Darren O'Day getting ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. Hunter, Strop, and Johnson have worked for the O's. And Davis will foul that one off. Two starters long ago, non-decision. In the bullpen, Joe Sabert for the Phillies. Chad Qualls with the 0-2 count.
Yeah, Chad last year pitching and having a nice year for San Diego.
Kind of flung that one away, and Ruiz hauls it in.
Well, I was talking to one of the scouts that seen him pitch. When you fly open, that's what happens. You go left, the ball goes right. If you can stay behind it, and he's a big guy. You hide the ball, you stay behind your pitches. And again, easier to get the ball to do what you want it to do.
Facing the Orioles for the first time. 1-2 delivery, not in this down low to Davis. Qualls has been in more games as a reliever over the last 8 years than any other relief pitcher. How about that? That's a lot of work. It's a lot of years.
A lot of games.
Yeah. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Davis will put it in the air to center. Victorino already deep. Doesn't have to go back very far to get that one.
Yeah, he hit it that far with one hand.
Well, redemption time. Here's Adam Jones.
Well, you're just kind of hoping. I mean, Worley was able to pitch up in the zone. And Qualls a low ball pitcher. Adam hasn't, and it looks to me that something's going on after being hit up in Toronto with it. Just has not swung the bat real well. Hit 2 home runs in a game up there, left field, right field. Not the same hitter. So maybe if something's down, he can get to it, but hadn't been able to get to the high pitch.
0 for 4 today. 0 for his last 18. And a 1-0 count. 2 down, bottom of the ninth. Qualls trying to send it into extra innings. Jones has faced Qualls a couple of times and gone 0 for 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Jones will foul it back. 1-1.
Well, hitters will tell you very rarely that they ever go up to home plate and hit home runs trying to hit home runs. But you do hit home runs just trying to drive the ball. I mean, having a good swing, you think back up the middle. Yeah, fastballs away, as we saw Adam do in Toronto. I mean, he smoked it to right center. That'll play here. And if they speed up your bat, maybe you pull one.
Here's the 1-1 delivery and a ground ball up the middle, and he's going to get a base hit. So that will end the 0 for 18 as Jones gets a single here in the ninth inning to keep it alive. And it will bring up Matt Wieters. Well, Matt delivered what was the go-ahead RBI earlier in the ball game. Now he stands in with 2 down here in the bottom of the ninth, and we'll try and get Jones around with 2 outs.
So you have a catcher that throws real well. I mean, Qualls, they've attempted 5 steals and they're successful 5 times. Ruiz, very much like Matt Wieters, throwing out 38% of the runners that try to steal. I mean, big lead for Adam Jones.
I think Wieters' bat's so hot, probably don't want to take the bat out of his hands. Now, Jones usually has a green light to go, but in this situation, you got to believe he doesn't go unless Buck Showalter gives him the steal sign.
Well, he got a huge jump, Gary. If he lets him get another running lead, I mean, big lead, and you want to at least hold the ball. Which he does.
And he came close. He was leaning and almost.
Well, Adam was talking about it in spring training. He said, you know, sometimes you have to push the envelope. I'm sure Wayne Kirby said him. So big lead, but he gets back and really does it pretty easily. But what Chad Qualls does is just hold the ball long enough and then throw over. You gotta be able to stop him, otherwise he's going to steal a base.
0-1 the count. Wieters with 2 down, runner not going anywhere, and the pitch will be away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Orioles trying to win it in the bottom of the ninth inning.
And then when you do that as a pitcher, sometimes it changes your rhythm. So you wonder if that sometimes translates into a hittable pitch.
1-1 the count. Wieters, the RBI single, 1 for 4, 3 for 8 in the series. Jones again. Oh, Qualls fell down. After making the throw over, he slid on the mound, stumbled, and went sliding to the front of it.
I'm going to take a look, and whoa.
That's the kind of play where you couldn't get hurt.
Oh, yeah. And it's not just, I mean, we're talking concussions. I don't think his head hit the ground, but.
Since he didn't, however, it'll now be replayed 1 billion times over the next 10 years. A 1-ball, 1-strike count with 2 away. And down to third, that will be a foul ball. That's a pretty good comeback right there. After taking that flip, he's still able to come back and throw a strike. Disappearing from your screen, we might add. 1-ball, 2-strike count on Wieters.
Well, I know it seems like it's funny, but the mound does slope, and when you step over there, there's a fall, and he took one.
I think it iced over.
Oh, Mr. Hockey. There you go.
1-2 deliveries way inside. The back Wieters off the plate and goes to 2-2. Chad Qualls trying to send this into extra innings. Charlie Manuel's team at 29-31, 6 games out. The Orioles 32-26, 1 game behind in the East. Here's the 2-2. Wieters goes down swinging. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. The Orioles extra inning ball game 7-2. The Phillies 2-4. In this series, Jason Hamill on the mound against Cliff Lee. Our coverage on MASN 2 HD, 1 o'clock. Those Extra, presented by Jeep, followed by our game coverage at 1:30. All the access you need right here on MASN. Free baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Darren O'Day.
Yeah, came in, doesn't give up runs very often, and he's been very good for the Orioles. Only runs in 21 out of 26. Doesn't walk anybody. You can see right there, 4 in 27 in the third innings. More strikeouts than innings pitched. Hits where you want. Did come get a couple of balls up in Boston the other night. And again, really just coming in to get some work. A couple of doubles for a run. And again, he's able to keep the ball in the ballpark.
There are the numbers. 7-2 record for the Orioles in extra innings. Pretty amazing record, actually, for extra innings, as the Orioles have been on top in the American League in that department. And we go to the 10th inning of this ball game. And Orioles last year finished 8-8 in extra inning games.
Yeah, the bullpen better. So again, when you do get into these games, you've usually been able to outlast them because of the pen.
So Jim Johnson worked an inning, 1 walk. Strop worked an inning, a run on 3 hits. Hunter, the starter, 3 runs, 8 hits over 7. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Darren O'Day becomes the pitcher of record for the Orioles. And Jimmy Rollins will lead it off again. Rollins' home run came in the 3rd inning. He is 1 for 4 in the ball game. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Rollins at 246 on the season. The Oriole closer. Now we'll watch the game from another angle. Jim Johnson over in the dugout. O'Day with that set and the 0-1 delivery. And that will come inside. A 1-ball, 1-strike count on Rollins.
Yeah, my hope is that Jim Johnson explains to Pedro Strop that when you throw a fastball at 98 by somebody, you don't come back with a slider in the middle of the plate. It just makes it a lot easier for Tomey to get a hit, and he did. Well, he got a pitch that he could handle and hit it.
And a check swing foul ball by Rollins right off to the side of the Phillies dugout. So through 9 for the Orioles, 4-8-1. For the Phillies, 4-11-3. The Orioles have left 10 on base in this game, and the Phillies have left 5. Orioles having a runner left on in all but 2 of the innings. 1-2 delivery, and that'll be fouled the other way. Sam Perlazo kicking. There aren't many ball games where you have 3 guys who manage the same team in the ballpark at the same time. Sam Perlazo, of course, managed the Orioles. Juan Samuel over at third base managed the Orioles. Buck Showalter is managing the Orioles. All involved here in this series. 1-ball, 2-strike count. In the air, right center. Jones in the sun. Rollins retired, went away in the top of the 10th inning. That'll bring Pierre to the plate. Juan Pierre, the speedsters, had a couple of hits in the game, 2 for 4. Both have been singles, and that's how Juan Pierre makes a living. Get a single, steal a base, then come around to score on a base hit. Pierre leads the league in bunt hits in the National League with 7. He's tied for 3rd in infield hits with 12. And he's tied for 8th in singles, 49 singles on the year.
Yeah, you think about it, he started the rally, the tying rally in the 8th inning by single. And then Pence singled, and then Tomei singled. And there's your run to tie it up.
Pierre with the 0-1 count. In at third base, Bellamy. That will miss away. And the count goes to 1-1.
Chad Qualls looks like he's going to pitch another inning.
Certainly hasn't left anywhere. He's watching.
Well, no, but also they don't have anybody up in their bullpen at this point.
1-1 delivery, reach for and foul back, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. People pay a lot of money to get their hair to look like that. You go to a salon in order to get the
spike look.
Spike look. He didn't have to pay anything for it. A la natural. Pierre waiting on the 1-2. Oh, look what I found. O'Day snags it. It's the ball or me.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. His spine angle allows him to drop his arm angle, but watch this. Now, there's your release point. So he's down. He's bending at the waist. And then all of a sudden, and this is not right at the glove. Of course, he's about, 6'4"? Those are some serious reflexes. And again, it's the twilight. And he looked like he saw that all the way. That's one heck of a play. How did he do that?
And there are 2 down. Here's Pence. Pence has had 3 singles. He's 3 for 4 in the ball game. All of the hits he's picked up have been singles for the 5th leading home run hitter in the National League.
Yeah, he had a terrific 2-strike base hit to left. Everything left except the bat, and was able to hit it into the hole to get Pierre, who was running to third.
Pence will take it on the outside corner for a strike.
Well, again, just incidentally, I'll become a defender, put the glove up. A lot of times if it's down low and it's to your glove side, they just put the glove out, but that wasn't. It was kind of at the forehead. The bird.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. Punched in the air over Andino's head, and that's going to be another base hit. Well, Pence is a power hitter, but in this ball game, it's been 4 singles for him. He gets this one with 2 away in the 10th inning.
How many home run guys with 13 home runs do you see cut down their swings like this? He chokes up. So the last 2 back, let's see, 3 of the 4 on 2-strike pitches.
John Mayberry has taken over as the designated hitter. Jim Thome started there. Mayberry came on to pinch run for him in the 8th inning, and now Mayberry will get his first at bat of the ball game with Thome out of there. Thome had 2 hits, a homer, a single, 2 for 4, and 2 RBIs. Mayberry started at first base in the ball game last night, ended up with a 1 for 4, a base hit. 2 down. It's a tough. You don't want to get a very big lead over there where that sun is right now, because Pence is looking right into it and trying to see the
Reynolds,
pitcher.
yeah, and then it's always Reynolds, a tough field at this time of day in these type of games. Regular game would start about 15 minutes from now. It's 7:05.
2 down. Pitch is way outside, and a 1-0 count on Mayberry Jr.
Yeah, this year, John Jr. hitting much better against lefties. Only 202 against righties, and all his home runs against left-handed pitching.
He's gone 3 for 10 against the Orioles. Has played 4 previous games against the O's. 1-0 count. And a chopper to third base. Bettamy plays the big hop and gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles will try and win it as we go to the bottom of the 10th, tied at 4. Camden Yards seeing a heck of a ball game today. Atlanta's defeated Toronto 5-2 in interleague play today, as this Eastern Division of the American League just seemingly continues the shuffle on a day-to-day basis. The Toronto Blue Jays losing to Atlanta. The Jays are now 30-29. They started the day 3 games out. That's their 3rd loss in a row. Atlanta Braves trying to hang in that National League East. They've won their 34th game. They're only a game behind the Nationals. They've won 6 in a row. Here's Mike Reynolds. Reynolds hit by a pitch, and the only at bat he came on 7th inning as a pinch hitter, stayed in to play first, and will take the pitch inside for a ball. Qualls came on to work that last inning, gave up only 1 hit. Jones single. He was stranded.
And that came up, signed by Houston, and was a starter, as a lot of relievers end up being. A lot of starts, and pitched pretty well.
Reynolds takes the pitch away. It's about 1 run for the Orioles. Reynolds had an 0 for 3 in the ballgame last night, but hitting .304 since May 4. Extended good run for him at the plate, and that's going to miss inside 3-0.
Yeah, I don't know where that pitch was. It was kind of a backup slider, but it certainly looked. And it was a strike. Cedarstrom has really been consistent this afternoon.
25 walks, 46 strikeouts for Mark Reynolds. 3-0 count. He's taking all the way. It's in there, and the count will go to 3-1. Betamit and then Pierce do up for the Orioles. 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery. Reynolds punches it straight back, and a full count, 3-2.
There's that late movement. Either that or he doesn't see it well, because 3-1 fastball count. He gets it. It's up somewhat in the middle of the plate and can't quite get to it.
The O's trying to get the leadoff man on base. Here's the 3-2 delivery, and Reynolds will go down swinging. 2 strikeouts for Qualls, 1 away in the 10th.
And here's the sinker, 3-1. You get a pitch that he just has to throw a strike, and then goes back to what his strength is, and very effective.
Wilson Betamit. Betamit scored a run when he reached in the 4th. The Orioles getting 2 unearned runs, as there were 3 errors committed in 1 inning by the Phillies, resulting in the 2 unearned runs. Betamit will take it away for a ball. Officially 0 for 4 at the plate and 1 for 7 in the series. Betamit hitting at .221, 7 home runs. 1-0 delivery, and that's in there, 1-1. Only Sun left in the ballpark now in right field. That would affect anything. Still coming through right at Pence. He's standing out there looking into the sun coming through the portals. And a swing and a miss.
Well, a nice little breaking ball. So sinker off the plate. Betamit his for Wilson. This is his power side. Of the 7 home runs he's hit, 6 of them hitting left-handed.
1-2 delivery by Qualls, and a ground ball right back to him. 2 down.
Not much you can do with a good sinker other than pound it in the ground.
2 away, 10th inning. Steve Pierce coming up. Pierce came on as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and struck out. So this is just his second at bat in the ball game. Qualls to the side of the mound. Pierce waiting for him to go back up on the hill. Outfield stays deep. Swung around a bit towards right, leaving that gap in left center. Pierce puts it at the air to right field. Going back on it is Pence. Warning track, and he's got it. Boy, 1, 2, 3 inning. Couple of innings by Qualls. He's given up only 1 hit. We go to the 11th. Gonzalez, whom the Orioles manager Buck Showalter like very much, but he has options. He ended up being sent down. Late decision made as Arrieta. The question is whether Arrieta was going to go down today to work at AAA. They decided to let him try and work things out as a member of the bullpen. And before the game, Buck Showalter spoke to that matter.
You guys have seen him pitch well. It's not like we're speaking something foreign, but if you look at his hits to innings and his walks, they're better than last year. Strikeouts, I mean, there's a lot. It doesn't read except till you get to the part where the actual one loss and ERA and stuff like that. And we're in a mode here where you're trying to give us the best chance to win. And Jake as a starter isn't it right now, but we hope it will be again.
And he left open the question of who would be the fifth starter in the rotation now.
Well, Hunter pitched very well today. I mean, other than 3 home runs, did everything you want him to do. Got you deep in the game. Did it very efficiently.
Here's Victorino. First ball hitting in the air to left center field. Pierce. 1 pitch, 1 out. O'Day staying on. Worked the 10th inning for the Orioles. Just gave up a single. Victorino, after the 3-for-4 ball game last night, now has a 1-for-5 in this one. Ty Wigginton a single, 1-for-4 in the game, 2-for-8 in the series. Hitting at .271, getting the start at third base. O'Day with 1 down. Little breeze blowing out to left. Sidearms that one in for a strike.
Ty Wigginton, boy, he loved his time here. He was talking about working with Terry Crowley and our colleague Mike Bordick. He said, boy, I learned something every day when I was Mike Bordick because of his vast knowledge of the game. And he made the All-Star team here in 2010. Hitting 22 home runs, 75 RBIs.
Wigginton always a gamer, always ready to play and extremely competitive. An 0-2 count on him. .267 lifetime hitter against the Orioles coming into this ball game. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he just gets enough to foul it back.
Yeah, Matt Wieters wants Darren O'Day to go up the ladder, and you would think from this arm angle he actually throws a lot of ground balls, but he's really not that proficient at doing it. I mean, he just gets you out.
0-2 count to Wigginton.
Like 50-50 as far as grounder versus fly balls.
And he got him. He pulled the string on that one a little bit.
Hey, sometimes it almost looks like his breaking ball goes up, but he definitely changes speed, and Ty can't time it. It just swings right underneath it.
2 down in the 11th inning. Throwing the strikes. O'Day will work to Fontenot. 0-for-4. Denied last time on a fine play by Hardy at short. You wonder how big a play that was, because it was the 9th inning. Fontenot was leading off, and the ground ball to Hardy looked like it was going to take a hop for him, and it stayed right down on the ground, and Hardy reacted and got the out. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Fontenot will punch that one towards left field. Pence diving for it and makes the catch. Pierce on a diving catch in left, and that will end the 11th inning. We've seen defense of every kind in this game, from some that's been really bad to some that's been really good. The Orioles coming up in the 11th. RBI picked up by Tomey to tie the ball game up, and that's where we are as we go to the bottom half of the 11th inning. And just in time, added to the roster today, B.J. Rosenberg on to pitch.
Well, there you go. Reading, that's their AA affiliate, and then the AAA affiliate. He's been outstanding. He was a starting pitcher last year down in AA Reading. And again, a 13th round draft choice back in 2008. So I asked Rich Duty, the pitching coach, fastball slider guy. So again, I mean, if you ever wanted a good resume, 21 strikeouts in the last 11 and a third innings, the last 6 appearances. And prior to this year, I never pitched higher than AA. So a chance to come in. You never know. Extra innings. Can't give up a run, though. Not on the road.
He's just 26 years old, out of Newport News, Virginia, actually. Now lives in Indiana.
And Jimmy Rollins comes in, the veteran, with a smile on his face and with some words of encouragement.
So Rosenberg, welcome to the majors.
Yeah.
Here's Robert Andino to lead it off against him. And Andino will take the pitch for a strike. Played at the University of Louisville. 13th round pick in 08. Qualls, a couple of good innings worked. Andino will foul it off. Qualls worked 2, gave up 1 hit and struck out 2.
Yeah, he did a nice job. And Rosenberg with the slider off the end of the bat of Robert Andino. Robert's got to get some lumber.
Andino in the ball game, a single in his first at bat of the game back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 4. A couple of hits and 8 at bats in the first 2 games. 2 strike count on Andino. And he'll foul that one back as well. 5 pitchers have been used by the Phillies so far, 4 by the Orioles. O'Day has worked the last 2. Right now their pitcher of record. Andy Chavez waiting on deck, and then J.J. Hardy due up for the O's in the 11th. 0-2 delivery outside. Ruiz going out to get it. So Ruiz, who is not the starting catcher today, their regular, getting a day off. He'll catch the day game tomorrow, and lo and behold, Ruiz came on as a pinch hitter back in the 9th inning, getting a little more time behind the plate than he anticipated. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And a swing and a miss.
Yeah, Robert Andino, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's played too much. You know, last year he played a lot. Just seems like this is not the same guy. And, you know, good fastball hitter. I mean, he used to live for the heater. That's pretty much in the middle of the plate. It's certainly not easy to see at this time of day, but that's pretty much what the month of May was. 35 and strikeouts.
Really piling up the strikeouts now. 3 today. He's up to 62 on the year. That's in the top 10 in strikeouts. Here's Andy Chavez. Overhand pitch will miss up high for a ball. Chavez has been on twice, a single, once on an error. He's got a 5-game hit streak, hitting at 172. The outfield will move in a little bit. At least Victorino in center on a slash hitter. You can launch one once in a while. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him.
Wow,
and that is there.
Well, now I can see why they brought this guy up. See, that's what pitching's all about. I don't care if it's a fastball count, but if you can pitch on the edges of the plate. Had 94 with a little late movement. Get some hitters out.
36 strikeouts in the minors, foul back at AAA ball. 36 strikeouts and only 8 walks surrendered in 28 innings. So he was averaging more than a strikeout an inning, and he struck out 21 in the last 11 and a third.
Yeah, that'll get your attention if you're looking for pen relief.
Chavez with a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, when you're a pitcher, you never forget this day. Your major league debut.
1-2 delivery on the way outside.
Same with hitters. And you could see Ruiz right there. Shoulder goes left, the ball will go right. And the first thing he did was point at his shoulder to say, keep it in.
And he did a 360 as his follow through on the mound. Chavez 2-2. Andy reaching and fouls it back.
When I was talking to Rich Doobie, the pitching coach for the Phillies today, he was saying it's, imagine a hula hoop. Now, you got to be kind of old to imagine that, but imagine a circle. And I kind of say like a Ferris wheel. A good pitcher, it's like the Ferris wheel is north and south, and a merry-go-round's going around. That's when you get in trouble. So if you really want to throw over your front side, and we're going to see that tomorrow. Hamill does it really well, and there's nobody better than Cliff Lee. He throws over his front side with the best of them. So if I kind of open up too quickly, you get into problems. So again, over your front side like a Ferris wheel, or take that hula hoop and just imagine that circle is going straight to home plate.
Andy Chavez goes to left field with it, not deep. Pierre time to get under it. There are 2 down in the 11th inning. Luis Ayala is ready to go, as O'Day has worked a couple of innings. So if we go deeper here, it'll be Ayala coming on. Oriole bullpen. Strop gave up the one bullpen run in the ball game. 3 off the starter, Tommy Hunter. 2 down with the bases empty. Here's Hardy. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. AJ always a threat to end the ball game.
Yeah, 9 of those 11. I mean, the average low came in .230 against right-handers, but again, 9 out of 11 home runs. So again, he's looking, and they know this, and I'm sure Ruiz, he's looking inside middle, and they're trying to pitch on the outside quarter, third of the plate, because he may get a hit, but it's going to be harder to drive the ball, and he's looking for something he can turn.
7 home runs at home. Hardy, a shattered bat, goes to left. Pierre will get there in time. And a 1-2-3 inning for Rosenberg, making his major league debut. We move on, the 12th inning. Twelfth inning. Both teams had leads in this game that they could not hang on to. The last team to score, the Phillies, in the 8th inning on the Jim Thome RBI base hit that tied the ball game up. And the Orioles, O'Day worked a couple of innings, had a strikeout, and only 1 hit against him. And now here is Luis Ayala.
Yeah, so Luis comes in, and again, good numbers. Doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. There are the numbers, and dominates righties. They certainly know him because he did come through the National League last year with the Yankees, this year with the O's. All kinds of arm angles and change of speeds, and again, a guy that'll turn. You don't see the ball very well. Most guys say short arm is when you not much swing to your arm, and it's almost like a catcher will take it straight up and quickly throw. That's the way he pitches, and not too many guys do it, but can be effective, obviously.
Ayala is going to be facing 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the Phillies here in the 12th inning. 3 home runs in the ball game, and Luna's got one of them. Hector Luna got his in the 5th inning, his second. Rollins got his 4th home run of the year in the 3rd. And Jim Thome, his first home run of the season came in the 4th inning. Thome a couple of RBIs in the ball game, and the rest coming off the home runs for their 4. Ayala's pitch is a strike taken.
So the scouting report is throw him a lot of breaking balls.
Thome on the left, Wigginton on the right.
Thome now with 605 lifetime home runs, 60 in interleague play.
And the 0-1 delivery is going to be way outside. Luna, in addition, has had a walk in the ball game, officially with the 1 for 3. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Well, he's a power guy. 39 extra base hits and out of his 119 hits last year.
And he's got a leadoff single off Ayala. Well, now Charlie Manuel will manage this one. He's got right now his hottest hitter batting 9th, Ruiz, who came on as a pinch hitter, hit into a double play in the 9th inning.
Yeah, watch this peak. Doesn't quite get it inside, and again, it looks like Luna's a very good fastball hitter. Not a home run, but drives it up the middle.
Ruiz stands in.
You got to go
bad.
Gary, you got to go back 10 years ago, but it is 10 years ago. Sold 32 bases in the minor leagues in low A ball. Last year, a full year, he'll run a little bit, 6 out of 7. I don't think he's going to steal, but it does give you an idea of what kind of speed he has.
Does Ruiz bunt?
No.
In at third base is Betamit.
I wouldn't imagine.
Ruiz hit into a double play his first time up. He is their best hitter, and he's got power. Ayala's delivery to him. That's probably not bunting as he fouls it off. Just a guess. He has actually faced Ayala a number of times. He's 1 for 6. Ruiz is off Ayala.
Well, Charlie Manuel, who manages the Phillies, said, I get all the numbers. I look at all the numbers. I mean, I may be old school because I played. We're talking about a guy that almost hit 50 home runs in Japan. He's been around a long time. He said, but you still got to go with your gut. And this is their hottest hitters.
That'll be inside, maybe a little high as well. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Phillies now have 13 hits in the game, out hitting the Orioles 13-8. Ruiz with Rollins waiting on deck. On at first base, Luna. Ayala toes the slab. Ball game tied at 4 here in the 12th. And there is the attempted bunt. How about that? Betamit had backed up a couple of steps at third after that long foul ball swing, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, well, this is a bunt for, it's obviously a sacrifice, but also a bunt for a base hit the way he went about it. And one thing with Carlos, he can use the whole field. 15 hits to left, 25 back up the middle, and then the other way, 19. So we can turn it inside out. And
now a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Ayala short lead at first for Luna. Runner not going. That's going to be catchable. Diving, and another good play by Pierce. Back to first base goes Luna. Outfield very deep here to cut off balls in the gap. So Pierce had a long way to come. His second nice catch in 2 innings.
And then you get the big swing and the jam shot. Hit it up on the trademark. Wonder how he is when he has to catch it standing up. We know how good he is diving. Look at the concentration. Look at right into the glove.
Good play by Pierce.
And then the runner right in front of him, Luna scampering back.
Well, the defense getting better as this ball game rolls along for each of these teams. Now with 1 down, top of the order, here's Rollins. A home run in the 3rd inning. 1 for 5 in the ball game. Orioles play a double play depth with Betamit a little bit closer at third base. And Rollins will take the pitch for a strike.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get from Luis Ayala if you're hitting. Is it going to be a sinker, a cutter, a slider, a splitter? And even his fastball changes speeds on it. Pitching coach Rick Adair looking on.
0-1 the count. And that's going to miss inside.
Get him off the plate to try to get him out away. And of course, Jimmy Rollins, who's already homered, he'd love to get a ball into right field where you can create with only one out the first and third situation.
Red Sox lost today. Washington beat them by a score of 4-2. The Red Sox drop below 500 again, 29-30, while Washington goes 34-23. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and just missed inside, and the 2 ball, 1 strike count on Rollins. Ayala, everybody coming on here in the extra innings, becoming the pitcher of record. Jimmy Rollins hitting at 245. Trying to move Hector Luna around at first base. Pierre waiting on deck. Two-one delivery. 2-2.
Yeah, that must have been some game last night when Strasburg struck out 13 in 6 innings. Harper hit a double and a home run. Another Bobby Valentine. He said Strasburg was like a rainbow. You don't miss it.
He's putting on a great show, and the Nationals certainly for real. Atlanta's already won their game today, so it'll stay the Nationals leading the Braves by a game. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Ayala the look over and the 2-2 delivery, and that's to second. There's one, and Dino snags it on a sharp line drive.
Well, that's a web tester. I mean, they got your web. You got the raw hide connecting the web of the glove to the fingers of the glove, and that's where he caught it.
Apparently, the defense for both of these teams had to wait to extra innings to come around.
Well, yeah.
There you see the numbers today.
Well, again, look at if you're a pitching coach or a manager, look at the base on balls. Again, for the Phillies, they just take advantage. They hit 3 solo home runs. Now, Vance Worley, that's a little different. He's going, I just let him hit it to the wrong guys today because he pitched very well.
Orioles with 2 unearned runs that obviously have really mattered. Here's Juan Pierre, 2 down. Luna remains at first base. Pierre 2 singles, a run scored. He is 2 for 5 in the ball game. He lined out to first base his last time up, and Ayala's delivery is going to be there for a strike.
Here you are in the 12th inning. I mean, just imagine how many pitches Gary Cedarstrom has called behind the plate.
Not many arguing today.
No. One pitch that all day that you think that maybe he was a little bit off the outside corner that he called somebody out on. He's been one of the better umpires we've seen all year long.
Fouled away. Pierre's got a 3 for 12 lifetime off Ayala, so these two have met up before. Going back to first base is Luna.
And if you're wondering why we say, at least I say that, it's because he's established a strike zone, and here we are in the 12th inning, and it's remained constant. That's all you ever ask. Well, within reason, of course, it has to be a good strike zone and maintain it for 12 innings.
It's always something.
Yeah, there you go.
Always something.
Little P.S.
As Gilder said. 0-2 count, 2 down. Luna had the leadoff single. They've not been able to move him up. Here's the 0-2 delivery. That one in the air to right field. Andy Chavez misjudged it, but comes away with the baseball. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Orioles bottom of the 12th, 4-4. 6-4. The Phillies out hitting the Orioles, but not able to push across a run, and now the Orioles with a chance to win it here in the bottom of the 12th inning. Major League debut for B.J. Rosenberg. He'll go into his second inning. He's pitched 2 or more innings in 8 of 11 appearances at AAA this year. Pitched more than 1 inning in 10 of 11 games, so he got stretched out even though he was in a closer role with 4 saves.
Yeah, good velocity and located well. And of course, what did Charlie Manuel say? I need somebody that can pitch 2 innings. Well, Qualls did it and did it well.
Chris Davis, and he'll take it inside for a ball. Davis has had 1 hit, also an RBI that came in a ground ball. He's officially 1 for 4 and a walk in the ball game. Chris hitting at .298 with 10 home runs on the year. 1-0 is going to be taken up high for a ball.
Well, we saw it last night. Great power. Home run dead center. And he comes in with 10 of them.
Orioles have left 10 on base, 7 left by the Phillies. Davis trying to end it. And 2-1. Davis with a big cut on
ball 3.
Rosenberg. Yeah.
Of course, that's how I made my living, getting guys to chase those pitches. So if they swing at them, you'll keep throwing them. And there's a perfect pitch.
2-2.
Well, you have good stuff. You get a little bit of lucky because your stuff gets you the first strike, and then you make a really good pitch.
Chris Davis hitting .308 at home, .292 on the road. Hasn't much mattered. 7 of his 10 homers coming from Camden Yards. And the pitch away. So a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the extra inning part of the ball game for the Phillies, they've had a couple of hits. They've stranded both runners at first base on singles. And the Orioles looking for their first hit in extra innings. And Davis will reach down and foul it back.
Well, that's pretty special stuff right there. 95 with, I mean, that had tremendously late life. By that, it's not straight. It runs. And then again, right on the corner. Hard to do much with that.
Davis got just enough to keep the at-bat alive. 3 ball, 2 strike delivery again. And he walks. Now it is McShowalter's turn. Figure out what he wants to do with Davis. Now you've got Adam Jones, kind of the same situation you were looking at with Charlie Manuel. He gets a runner on and has his best hitter Ruiz coming up. This case, though, Adam Jones has not been hitting. He got out of the 0 for 18 with a single his last time up.
Well, you got Wieters on deck and then Mark Reynolds, so you can kind of see this coming. If he bunts him over, they'll walk Wieters, because again the runner at second will be the winning run, and then they'll pitch to Mark Reynolds, and so you make your decision.
Not showing bunt, and will take the pitch for a strike. That doesn't mean he's not going to. At third base, Wigginton just kind of moving back and forth. DeMarlo Hale with the sign.
So whatever's going on with the hand, Adams not able to get the bat head where he wants, so maybe try to stay inside, shoot one the opposite way.
0-1 hit in the air, left center field. Victorino going back. Goodbye, home run! A walk-off homer for Adam Jones. A 2 RBI shot, and the Orioles win it 6-4. Jones with another game-winning shot, and the Orioles have won their 8th extra inning ball game, 8 out of 10, 6-4 the final.